Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Another day, another moment of Lakers adding to the inevitable of us winning another championship. Just
What
adding.
took it so long to sign, dude? That's what I want.
He probably really didn't want to sign that prove it deal because he signed for what 2.7 and then a player option. He honestly, I could see it as him wanting a long-term deal, something more sustainable. And then when the Lakers threw him that prove it deal, he was like, to the Pacers, and the Pacers ain't offering nothing. He was like, well, damn, all right, prove it deal it is.
Ron.
What's up? You seen something? Because I heard something. Damo, you said inevitable. Is that what it is? Is it inevitability
at this point?
In Laker
at this point, man. At this point,
And so Damo, this is what I'm saying. This could come off as a bit cocky. It could come off as arrogant. It could come off as even delusional. Because we're supposed to be talking about the Phoenix Suns, another team in you guys' division, Kevin Durant, the new best big three in the NBA. And you start to show off talking about Christian Wood. Inevitability.
I assumed that we were going to do that like second hour type stuff. Listen, people know how I feel about this Suns team. I said it already, second round exit. But I have no problem discussing what Kevin Durant and point guard Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are about to do. I have no problem discussing that. I just wanted to, start off with some news that Woj dropped late last night for us on the East Coast. Some late news. It kind of surprised me a little bit. Honestly, I wanted to talk about it just a little bit because I feel like people are really overreacting. Good signing and everything like that, but I'm expecting Christian Wood to come off the bench. Like, I'm not. Everybody's talking about him starting. Oh my God, he's such a terrible defender. I expect him to come off the bench. 7th man, 6th man type ordeal. Not a rotation player, obviously a productive rotation guy, but I'm not expecting us to play him 35 minutes a night starting next to AD the entire time. I'm not seeing that, so I'm not really too pressed on it. I like the signing. We need more bigs, but yeah, people are overreacting.
But shoring up your bench is a major thing, though.
100%, and this definitely shored up our bench.
A solid 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th man could be the difference between second round and championship finals,
especially when this teams get put out here and they don't even got seven people. You got these teams out here with big fives. That's really it. They just got their starting five. You look at their bench. Who's on the bench?
Hey, what's been the hold up? What's been the hold up with C-Wood? Why did it take so long for him to get signed? Like, what was he waiting on something, or the team's waiting on something?
Nice for you to join, Ox. We was talking about that, but
I'm pretty sure he wanted a bigger deal. I'm pretty sure he probably
he wanted more money.
He wanted more money because what he signed for it was a proof. He signed a Lonnie Walker deal. Like, I'm 100% sure he wanted more money. It was going to wait out. He thought probably a team would throw more money. Hell, he thought the Shanghai Sharks would probably double what he's getting in the NBA to go to China. Maybe, who knows? But he ended up signing with us.
Do you guys all believe that he's worth more than this? Because I absolutely do.
How much is it, Ron?
They almost said like 2.7?
Yeah, 2.7 first year, and the second year is a player option for like 3.3.
Obviously not.
Yeah,
I think he's worth more.
You're worth whatever someone's willing to pay you.
That's true.
So supply and demand,
which would explain why the deal he got is the deal he got. That's what he's worth. Because if he was worth more, he would have gotten paid more.
Chilltown, you don't like C-Wood, his game?
I like the fact that he's a hustle guy. I don't like the fact that people think he's better than what he actually is. And he's gotten an opportunity to play. And I'm not really sure he's made the most of it. I mean, he rebounds. He doesn't defend really well. And I think that's largely due to him, the market drying up for him. Like, he's seeing a lot of other people getting paid, and he feel like he should be getting paid like that. When in reality, a lot of the stuff that he does is empty. Like, I think he averaged like 10 rebounds or 9 rebounds, and a lot of that stuff that he does is empty. It's not really conducive in enhancing the unit. So I'm good on Christian Wood. I ain't saying he whack, but we have a lot of times, a lot of these dudes, they overprice themselves because they see other people yo, I'm as good as this dude, only except you're not producing like this dude. And that's the kind of league that we got going on today. We got a league of results. And a guy like Christian Wood, who what he does, that Dallas team needs, only except he doesn't do it as much as he should. That's why he wasn't playing as much as he should. He was starting at one point, then he became a rotation player. I don't really know what to do with him. I don't.
I disagree with you, Grilltown. And the reason why I disagree with you is because of this. We got to look at circumstances and situations. Some situations will work, some won't. We've seen some guys go to the Lakers and it backfire on them, like Andre Drummond and guys like that. The other guy who was set to get $80 million, and instead of taking that, he took a pay cut to go to the Lakers after he won 6th Man of the Year and came from the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell, his career never been the same since. So when you say that you are whatever, that's not true. Sometimes players do take pay cuts to be in certain situations. He could have taken a pay cut versus something else he could have got from a different team because he wanted to change his image. He wanted to be seen as a winner. He wanted to be seen as a guy that can fit in. He's still young in his career, so he wanted to be seen in a different light so that on his next deal, teams will be more open to him. Sometimes players do that because he has skill, he has ability. He just has a bad rap for his attitude. He has a bad rap for his mentality. So that kind of downs you on everything else that comes with him. If you look at his situations, he hasn't been in the greatest situations. He was in that nasty situation over in Houston with James Harden when he pushed out. So that was a train wreck with the new coach, undercover brother. What's the dude? Steven Silas and them. So I can't blame him for that. Then in Dallas, he goes right to Dallas, and J. Kidd immediately says he's coming off the bench when it's like he didn't even get a chance in training camp. I thought that was stupid by J. Kidd because he actually helped them win some games, and J. Kidd would bench the guy, and he was balling. Like, I seen him score 16, 17 straight points, and J. Kidd benched him against the Phoenix Suns, and I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? He was carrying the team, helping the team. He was another guy that can help Luka score. So I see it as he's insurance for AD because he's a big man that can get you 20 and 10. This is not a doubt. He gave you 16.6 and 7.3 rebounds in 26 minutes. That's in 1.1 blocks per game. That's freaking amazing. In that span of time, 51 from the field, 37 from the three-point line. That is amazing. That can fit in with LeBron. He can be one of those players that we didn't think of at that level that goes to a good team that actually fits in, contributes, and then after they have some success, we see him in a different light, sort of like we did Andrew Wiggins. So you're talking about him like we did Andrew Wiggins before he went to the Warriors and won, as if he was a player, empty stats, wasn't this, when really he was just in bad situations that sometimes can make your mind go crazy when you're in bad situations, and you can make it worse with your mentality and the way you act. It ain't the first time I heard about guys rebelling on J. Kidd, so I'm not going to just blame him for the J. Kidd situation because we've heard about the situations with J. Kidd in Milwaukee and the stuff he got into with the guys over there, and then we heard about the JaVale McGee stuff with J. Kidd too. JaVale McGee wasn't happy with J. Kidd, a lot of other big men, because J. Kidd, some of his coaching decisions could be flaky at times. And then, like I said, he was with undercover brother over in Houston, and that was just a train wreck over there when James Harden left. I think that he's the perfect insurance. I think that the Lakers probably did guarantee him a starting job beside AD. And I think that he's perfect insurance for AD because he's a low-budget AD. He's a guy that if AD goes down, I'm Darvin Ham, I can still start him at the 4, play Jackson Hayes at the 5, and he can still give me 20 and 10. He's a guy who I know every single night that if he's playing 30 minutes, he's going to be right around 20 and 10. If he's playing 30 minutes.
Can he play that many minutes with the lack of defense he has?
No, he can't. No, he can't.
Let me finish my sentence, though.
Keep going.
You didn't hear what I said, though. If you listen to what I said, you would understand. I said he's insurance for AD, meaning if AD gets hurt, he can go to the 4 and they play Jackson Hayes at the 5, meaning that you still have shot blocking at the 5. And look, he's not going to be the greatest defender because he's skinny as hell. He ain't strong. He don't have a strong frame, so he's not able to really push guys off in the block. But he still did average 1.1 blocks per game in 26 minutes. That is not bad at all. That's pretty damn good last year for a big to average 1.1 blocks per game. And then also, again, this is another thing y'all miss. We got to talk about coaching. Sometimes coaches hinder players from being as good as they can be. We don't know what his potential is if he's challenged. So if he averaged 1.1 blocks per game last year in limited time and 26 minutes per game, what might he average when he's around real defenders like AD and these guys who are really pushing him and showing him different things he can do and ways he can use his body to become a better defender. So I'm not going to just write him off like this, like Fluent sorry ass would do. Your sorry ass capper Fluent. You sitting over here cheerleading, talking about guys with empty stats. You always running your damn mouth talking about, Carmelo, he's an empty player, this, that, and third. But when you heard this news last night, you run around here talking about that's a championship now. No, sucker. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Keep it 100, sucker. Like I said, he's a good pickup. He's a good pickup. He's a good pickup. 2.7 million.
Which is fair. So now let's rewind. The reason why why am I blanking on the big guy? But JaVale McGee wasn't playing as much as he should be playing. One of the main reasons why he wasn't is because Jason Kidd is a very defensive-minded coach. And Jason Kidd, JaVale McGee is one of those guys who he's touted as having a low basketball IQ. I don't know how true that is, but him and Jason Kidd didn't really match. Him and Jason Kidd didn't really mesh that well. Add that to the fact that Jason Kidd, being a defensive-minded coach, that's where Christian Wood lacked. He doesn't defend at a high level. And that's what Jason Kidd was wanting. In fact, being on that crew, when they traded away their perimeter defense, getting Christian Wood, him being able to defend would have enhanced him being on that roster, only except it didn't. And the reason why it didn't, because he doesn't do that. That's why he wasn't in the rotation like he should.
I disagree with what you said because J. Kidd won a championship with JaVale McGee with the Lakers when he was an assistant coach, so he knew what JaVale McGee brought to the table. So if he didn't think JaVale McGee could bring it, he wouldn't have brought JaVale McGee over to Dallas with him.
Why wasn't JaVale McGee playing then? Why wasn't he in the rotation? The reason why he wasn't in the rotation. The reason why he wasn't in the rotation. The reason why he wasn't in the rotation is because he didn't mess with what they were doing.
No, because J. Kidd in the rotation.
That's exactly because that's what they were missing. They were missing a big guy in the middle. Not only were they missing a big guy in the middle, they were missing a big guy in the middle who can defend and rebound. That was their biggest problem in Dallas last year. That was their biggest problem in Dallas. They had nobody that they could go to in the post and nobody because Dwight Powell.
I'm going to give you facts.
I'm going to give you facts. And I'm giving you facts.
I'm going to give you facts about guys who play for J. Kidd
on a playoff team.
I'm going to give you facts.
JaVale McGee, who's been a rotation guy for the majority of his career, him being a rotation player, he should have been more on that unit. He should have been playing more on that unit. And the reason why he wasn't was because it just didn't work with what Jason Kidd was trying to do as a defender. That's what it was more importantly.
That's not true.
Now add Christian Wood into that, who has a lot of like the numbers that you brought up. The numbers look good. A lot of that stuff can be empty stats. Christian Wood, a lot of times, if you watch his game, he shoots a lot from the perimeter. A lot of the shots that he's rebounding, a lot of that stuff is in transition. He ain't sticking his nose in there and going up against big guys and like DeAndre Ayton, guys like that. He's not doing that. A lot of the stuff
you're not averaging 10 rebounds in your career. You're not averaging 9 rebounds in your career.
So he doesn't average that. So with that being said,
he averaged 10 1 year, he averaged 9 1 year, and he averaged 7.3 last year, 26 minutes.
So with him getting with the Los Angeles Lakers, he's going to have to defend. With him getting with the Los Angeles Lakers, he's going to have to rebound.
That's my point.
At a high level. So if he does that, which he hasn't proven in Dallas and was empty in Houston because that was a bad team. If he
was it all around a bad team in Dallas too?
If he can prove that, was it an all-around bad team in Dallas? I don't think it was an all-around bad team in Dallas.
So why the hell they didn't make the playoffs then?
They lost the reason why they didn't make the playoffs.
Put us on the big screen, Ron, because I'm going to cook his ass early this morning. The reason why they didn't make the playoffs. Now watch how I cook it. No. Put us on the double screen. I want to put his ass on the double screen.
The reason why they didn't make the playoffs, number one, is because they gave away the majority of their perimeter defense.
Okay.
Not only did they give away the majority of their perimeter defense, the problem that they had was in the hole. They have nobody in the hole who could score. They have nobody in the hole who rebounds. They have nobody in the hole who defends. Add that to the fact that Luka was in and out of the lineup. He didn't really play that much. So it was a number of different things. It wasn't just because of one thing. That Dallas Maverick team was in disarray. So
you just hold on, sir. Okay, respectfully, sir, my brother from another. You just made my point. My point was the team sucked, not just because he didn't play defense. The team sucked because the whole team was trash and didn't play defense. So you can't just put that on one man and say, oh, that's the reason why you didn't play, because you didn't play D. When none of those guys were playing D, they all were getting the hell beat out of them. So that eliminates that logic. Secondly, like I told you before, and I'll say it again, when you look at the other guys, some dudes we say, and I've told you this, bro, you have some dudes that are in certain situations, bro, where they're putting up numbers where it looks empty because not just because of them. Sometimes it is just because of them, but sometimes it's because of the situation they're in. We have to tell the truth. The situation he was in Houston was a train wreck. You ain't got to ask me. You can ask my tag team champion of the world, Mars Jr. over there. He'll tell you straight like that. Mars Talk Sports. He'll tell you I ain't lying. Your ass is flying. He had undercover brother Steven Silas as his head coach. He had John Wall as his point guard at first, and all this other foolishness. He had Boogie Cousins and all them other dudes over there. It wasn't going to work the way they set that team up for him. Then the second year you come in, you're going to lose respect the second year because you didn't gain respect from the coach the first year because how everything blew up in his face and he had no control over the team. So that's a wash. Then you go to Dallas, and from day one, before you even go to training camp, Jay Kidd does an interview and says, you're coming off the bench. He's like, what? I didn't even get a chance to compete for the spot. That sour was the grapes right there. I know a lot of cats who play for Jay Kidd. A lot of cats love Jay Kidd, and a lot of cats say Jay Kidd's an asshole. Jay Kidd picks his favorites. A lot of players don't like that. Same with JaVale McGee. He went over to play with Jay Kidd because Jay Kidd trusted JaVale McGee, because JaVale McGee was a big piece of the Lakers championship piece, who Jay Kidd was an assistant to on that roster. He took him over there and then turned his back on him when he went over there and was in favor of another dude who liked to shoot threes and spread the floor, which is what JaVale McGee didn't do. That is the reason why Clever was playing. So now let's fast forward to this brother right here. What does he bring to the table? And this is the biggest point. His skill set fits the Los Angeles Lakers. He can hit threes. He shot 37 from the three. He can score in the post. He has a good post game. He shot 51 from the field. He pretty much can make free throws. And he averaged 1.1 blocks per game in 26 minutes last year. So that shows you that he has ability.
Man, that's such a bad stat.
I know you want to jump me. I know you want to jump me when I'm cooking Chilltown, but hold on one second.
Because you're talking for 30 minutes, bro. Everybody else wants to talk to
Hold on one second, you dusty ass these people. Hold on one second. I'm cooking Chilltown.
Also averaged 1.1 blocks. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we good. We brush your teeth. Brush your teeth and wash your face before you come on here. Now let me
brush faces washed, bro.
Like I'm saying to you, Chilltown, as I told you, y'all are sitting over here and you're down on a player before you seen him in a winning situation. How many players have we seen that we thought wasn't winners, and when they went to a winning situation, they looked different? I will give you one example and I'll leave it alone. Look at the new age Bobby Brown, Malik Monk. He was in Charlotte. His career was dwindling away. He gets moved to LA, and all of a sudden he's looked at in a complete different light. Then he gets moved to Sacramento, and he's playing big-time minutes. He's playing relevant basketball, and we completely look at him differently. We looked at Charlotte when he was putting up 50, and his career was dwindling away. Get a man a chance. He has that. Let's see if he has a drive. Period.
So now with that, with all of the stuff that he said, and Dom, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, but with all of the stuff that's being said, he came into the league as a dirty work guy. He came into the league. He wasn't a high first-round draft pick. He wasn't a high second-round draft pick. He came into the league basically scratching and clawing to get into the league. And then once he got into the league, that was his mantra. So why hasn't he been looked at like that, Ticket? So if that's the case, like you told me, why isn't he looked at like that? He's on a bad team. So with him being on a bad team, he should play a lot. And whether or not we win, it's not like they building a unit around me. I can still do my job and I can still be productive, only except a lot of the stuff that he does is empty. And the reason why it's empty is because the stuff that they need him to do at a high level, he doesn't do it. That's number one. You just told me about JaVale McGee not being able to play for this reason, but then turn around and tell me that the big man shoots three. That's why JaVale McGee ain't playing. Well, those two things can't be true. It's either JaVale McGee ain't playing or he's playing. So he's dead.
No, I said Jay Kidd playing. I said Jay Kidd played.
That's number two.
Jay Kidd played clever.
Let him finish. Let him get it off, Ticket. Go ahead, Chill.
So as I was saying, this guy, him coming to the Lakers, he's going to be in a situation where he's going to be more of an offensive guy than a defensive guy and a rotation guy more than anything. I don't know how this is going to work because a lot of the stuff that he did in Houston and a lot of the stuff that he did last year was empty. Add that to the fact that, like you just said, he's got an attitude problem. With having an attitude problem, teams will deal with that if you are productive. The problem with Christian Wood is that he hasn't been very productive, which would explain why it took him such a long time to get signed. Because if he was that guy, this thing would have been wrapped up months ago with him. Now,
I'm not saying, hold on. I didn't say that. I said he could be good in this situation with this team because this is a winning team with a great attitude. That's all I said. I didn't say all those things. I agree with you. You're right. Everything you said prior to this, as far as him joining this team, is right. I'm saying that with the Lakers, you're in a different situation that his skill set fits. I didn't think Andre Drummond's skill set fit the Lakers. I didn't think Montrezl Harrell's skill set fit the Lakers. I think that his skill set is perfect with LeBron James. He shoots 37 from the three. He's 51 from the field with post moves. He gives you insurance if AD gets hurt because he's a guy you can throw the ball to. He can go get a bucket. You understand what I'm saying? So if AD gets hurt, he's still a guy who can put up numbers in bunches. And then let's say this, and I'm gonna leave it to you like this. How many games did the Dallas Mavs win last year before they got Kyrie? They was like in the 4th seed or 5th seed, right? Yeah, he was playing significant minutes. He was the second leading scorer on the team. Am I right or wrong?
And then I think he was the second leading rebounder.
So it had to mean something. So it had to mean something.
He was in and out the lineup.
Hold on. So it had to mean something. So all that shit you was just talking, I stumped a mud hole in it and walked that SOB drive.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. All you doing is cutting me off. I'm not able to. I'm not.
He was second in the team in scoring. He was first in rebounding. He was second in rebounding, second in scoring, and they was in the 4th seed in the West before they made the trade, Ron. Those are the facts.
You're right. Stop the mud hole. You got me, Ticket. Boom. I'm good, Ron. I'm good. I'm good, Ron. I'm straight. Yeah, take that ass whooping like a man. I'm straight.
Dub, I want to hear from you about how you feel about Christian Wood, and then Pirate, I'm coming right over to you as well after this. How you feel, Dub? You even care?
Ticket is 100% right. It's about the fit of the Lakers.
Thanks, bro. How your boys back, Dub? Say it loud. Say it with your chest. Say it loud. Cause you niggas up here acting like I'm capping. Say it loud, Dub.
Oh, damn.
He said say it loud and you just decided to not say it too. That's crazy.
There we go. I got it now. My mic plugged out. But yeah, it's about fit. It's about continuity. Y'all worried about defense, but acting like they don't got the defensive pieces to try to make up for that. And then Christian Wood being there, just worried about rim protecting and nothing else. I mean, that's just a good fit for him. And he's a good stretch for him that could space the floor for LeBron and AD so that they could be do what they got to do. So I'm not too worried about the defense side of the ball because the team has a lot of defenders already, right? That's what you want. When you got a lot of defenders, I don't have to worry about defense like that because I have all these guys. So Christian Wood being on that crew, like Ticket said, to prove his worth and prove his value, he's going to give a lot of effort out there. And
so, Dub, are we bringing him over as an offensive player? Is that what we're doing? We bringing him over as an offensive player solely?
You're bringing him as a floor spacer and as if he can, as an effort guy. That's mainly what you're giving him for.
Okay, so as an offensive player, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what he's doing on the roster, Damo. That's all. Okay,
yeah.
100%.
So, if he could be,
I just want to make sure, and maybe that if that's the case, and that's how you using him, then maybe that works. But if you need the other stuff from him, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but that's why you got LeBron, you got AD, you got Reeves, you got there's another guy I'm missing.
Jackson Hayes. I would think Jackson Hayes literally does everything that Christian Wood doesn't do. In terms of being a big man, that's why you have the Jackson Hayes, and that's why I think he comes off the bench. But go ahead, Dub.
Yeah, so the Lakers last year, what their issue was, especially in the postseason, is their offense would get stagnant because, especially against the Nuggets and even the Grizzlies a bit, where they're just shrinking the floor because there's no shooters out there. So Christian Wood being out there, being a guy who could stretch the big out from the paint. So when they go up against the Denver Nuggets, Jokic is not just playing drop coverage the whole time. It's gonna be beneficial to that unit. So I think it's a great move for them and what they need, honestly.
Hey, Doug. So it's funny because I'll start taking notes like while we're talking because you never know when you're gonna be able to get your spill in, right? So I'll start taking notes, and that's funny because I
nigga get your spill in. You got the mic, nigga. The fuck nigga, you niggas on y'all period today? What's up, nigga?
Ain't nobody even talking to you all soft ass.
Say it to your chest, man. If you gonna take a shot, make sure you don't miss.
I'll never miss, nigga. Don't play with me. Soft ass nigga, ain't nobody even talking to you.
All right, come
anyways,
on,
like I said,
go ahead.
Like Ticket right in his fucking chest when I walk on the floor. I swear to God. Right in his fucking chest when I walk on the floor.
Let's get it. I'm gonna laugh.
I'm not asking.
I'm coming right back to you. I'm coming right back to you. I'm coming right back to you. You know how we get down, Chill Town.
In my face.
You know how we get down. I want it.
But so it's funny.
Bob, I'm sorry if I interrupted you.
It's all good. It's all good. So as I'm writing it down, I look up and Mars has the same question as me in the chat. I want to know who are all these defenders we're talking about.
So you
Are we
got
talking about Anthony Davis, Vandy, and
Anthony
Jackson
Davis,
Hayes?
Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, Torian Prince is a defender that they have now.
Gabe Vincent.
Torian Prince is a defender. Gabe Vincent is an effort guy. The thing that I'm concerned with this dude is, again, when we get on the floor, there's a reason why the Lakers were the best defensive team in the game last year. It wasn't just because of Anthony Davis. He was a huge reason why they were the best defensive team. But they had other guys to complement Anthony Davis. Vanderbilt was doing that, right? Vanderbilt was also defending at that level. So it's not like when you get Christian Wood, he's going to add to that. Okay, I understand the fact that you're going to get on the floor and you're going to make shots. That's very important for that Laker offense. But I'm thinking about when he's playing 25, 30 minutes, is he just out there to get buckets? Is he not going to help us defend it all? And because that's kind of important here.
Mars has a question. Pirate, I will get to you shortly. Go ahead, Mars.
How do you get AD, Vanderbilt, and Torian Prince on the same floor with Christian Wood at the same time?
You don't. Mars, that's awful. That's an awful lineup.
So these defenders around Christian Wood, how many of them are going to be on the floor with Christian Wood?
One, maybe two. Well,
I'm not saying at most two. AD,
Vanderbilt,
AD
and AD.
I would say AD
Vanderbilt and AD. That's it.
I disagree.
So one of them's playing the three. Oh, Jesus.
Mars, if you go to the bench, you got Gabe Vincent who played D. If you go to the bench,
Gabe Vincent tries. I don't think he's making Christian Wood's life easier. I'm gonna be honest.
He was in the NBA Finals and he played good defense throughout that playoffs last year. We watched it. So you have him. You also have Torian. He didn't. Gabe Vincent didn't play good defense for the Miami Heat last year going into the playoffs.
He tries. I don't know. He tries, but he's not making Christian Wood's life.
That's like Max Strus. I'm not gonna lie.
He's there. He tries. He's limited with his size, but he definitely gives effort. He's not making Christian Wood's life easier. That's all I'm.
Okay, so Torian Prince, you got him coming off the bench. You got Vandy coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You also got Jackson Hayes and Christian Woods. That's not bad defensively coming off your bench. If you ask me.
Jackson Hayes, I don't know if people didn't watch him in New Orleans, but Jackson Hayes' defense is definitely something that is optimism, not something he's actually showcased.
There's more to be
protection has not been there. He's a great athlete, so people assume he protects the rim very well. He doesn't. He doesn't rebound the ball tremendously well. He's not very aware. His basketball IQ is very questionable. He's more of just, if you look at the upside of Jackson Hayes defensively, there you can see potential. Right now, he's not a very good defender. Maybe he might be with Anthony Davis next to him. Who knows? But I don't know if you guys weren't watching the Pelicans once Zion went down, or you guys haven't been watching him since he's come into the league. The rim protection you guys seem to talk about with Jackson Hayes doesn't exist. He's not a very good rim protector. So I don't know. Huh?
What about Christian Wood?
Why?
Is he a rim protector?
No.
Why would you?
He averaged 1.1 blocks in 26 minutes.
Okay, so
I was gonna say, I think
really quick for a second.
I think guys like Domantas Sabonis might average a block a game, and Nikola.
Not only that, Mars. Not only that, Mars. Because I could use the same logic with a guy like James Harden. Like James Harden led the league in steals. James Harden is playing almost 40 minutes a night. Just so you know, I can get one steal in 40 minutes.
No, but Christian Wood only played 26.
So Christian Wood is playing more than half the game, 26 minutes, right? I can get a block. I can get one block in 26 minutes, Ticket. I can do that. I can block one shot.
You look at the top shot blockers in the league.
It's not like I'm out here manning the paint and I'm just. I can fall into a block shot in 26 minutes. I can do that. I can block. I can have a guy on the perimeter and get a 10. I can get one block. So I think that we overstating that one block a game.
No, I'm saying no. Chill. Here's what I'm saying to y'all, and I think y'all are not understanding what I'm saying, bro. First of all, I said you have to look at coaching as well. Right, do you have capability? I'm gonna give you one good example. Bob may have athleticism, right? But Bob may not have been coached correctly how to use that athleticism in a way that helps the team. So when we talk about guys like Christian Woods, who's shown you that he can block shots, when you talk about a guy like Jackson Hayes, who we show you can block shots, now you're going to a coach who is defensive minded and Darvin Ham. He starts defense first. So a lot of different coaches, you know this, Chill, going through the history of the NBA. If you go play for Larry Brown, you're going to learn shit about defense. You're going to learn about schemes. You're going to learn about how to use your body, how to move defensively.
And don't stop
All
there.
I'm saying is-
Don't stop there, Ticket, because another thing is when you have a guy who's so good defensively like AD, it makes it easier for you to play defense, right?
And you watching him every day, Chill Town. I'm learning from him, Chill. I'm soaking up with him. How do you think all them other dudes became good that played with Kevin Garnett, defenders and stuff? Kendrick Perkins and all these other guys tell you how they learn how to play defense, watching KG, watching how he move, watching how he practice. So I'm just saying, Chill Town, like you putting a dude who was in a negative environment into a positive environment. So now I'm just saying, like, and then he has the skill set that fits what this team is doing. So and he's an insurance. I'm saying if AD goes out, I ain't saying he gonna beat AD defensively, but I'm saying he fills that void to where he can put up numbers in bunches, Chill, and he's showing you he can put up almost 20 points a game instantly. You understand what I'm saying? Like if he's getting those minutes. So all I'm saying is he's a good insurance policy. You only got it for 2.7 million, Chill Town. So it ain't like you asked him to come in there and average 30. You got it for 2.7 million. It's like you the 14th guy you signed, and the Lakers, I think, still got one more roster spot. So they can still go out and get another big man, like defensive big man or defensive player.
But
so
Dub,
like I said,
the thing is, Dub, that works. That can work. That can be true. You can't, like, being a good defender or playing with a good defender can make you a good defender, but that's not necessarily true. If you're not going to be like have the if you don't got the IQ for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he doesn't, because I've never seen him play with Anthony Davis, but you got to have the IQ for it to know where to be. If Anthony Davis is helping somebody else, you got to know where to be too. You got to be able to.
And the effort got to be there too, Bob. The effort got to be there too. Why wasn't Donovan Mitchell a better? Why wasn't Donovan Mitchell a better defender? Why he's playing? He got the best rim protector in the game behind him. He's got arguably the best rebound in the game behind him. Why wasn't he an all-league defender? Why wasn't Steph Curry a better defender? Right. He's playing with the defensive player of the year. Why wasn't he a better defender?
Wait, Donovan Mitchell, especially in his last year in Utah, you can see the effort change in him. Not an all-league defender, but he definitely improved.
Mike Conley was an all-league defender.
Okay.
I don't think that defense was there in Utah, though.
Donovan Mitchell, especially this year in Cleveland,
they had the fourth best defense in the league.
Hey, Damo, would y'all be playing? Would y'all at all play AD at the 4 and Jackson at the 5?
Honestly, looking at the depth chart, this might be a situation where Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood are splitting back up 5 minutes, because I'm trying to think of a lineup where, looking at the guys we have, guys like Rui, Vando, AD, Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, I'm not seeing especially with that terrorist Taurean Prince, who's most likely going to get the backup 3 minutes. I'm not seeing a world where we have that much minutes to go around for all those bigs to play big minutes. So it's probably going to look like a situation where you have Bron starting at the 3, Taurean backing him up at the 3. At the 4, we're most likely, after paying the man, he had a little body transformation and his game is going to do nothing but step forward. Rui's probably going to be our starting 4 if we're smart. Unless Darvin Ham's the terrorist I believe he is, which, hey, this will prove it. Rui should definitely be our starting 4 going into the season. And backing him up would definitely be Vando. I don't have us having Vando at the 3. Vando don't got no offense. So Vando's going to be our backup 4, unless we start Vando for defense and bring in Rui for the offense at the 4. And that will leave Christian Wood to play backup 5 minutes. And at that point, you will have to really optimize the Christian Wood at the 5. If I would say I'm having Rui or Vando at the 4, Taurean Prince at the 3. Again, you have defenders around him, but now you're relying on him to be the backline defense. I just don't see it. And
does Vandy at the 3 with Rui at the 4 with Christian Wood playing behind Rui work?
It depends on matchups. It depends on the matchup that we're going against that night. I don't think that's going to be a long-term solution. Vandy at the 3, too many teams are going to try to hide their bad defenders on Vandy if we put them at the 3. And depending on how small of a team plays or how big a team plays, I don't know if Vandy at the 3 is going to work completely.
I think Vandy's situational. And Damo, you surprised me with what you just said, because you're the same guy who said that Darvin Ham was a terrorist for playing AD at the 4. So now,
I said he was a terrorist for playing 3-guard lineup.
Listen, you said he needed to play another center, a big man, beside AD. That's what you were saying last year. And I'm gonna say this to you, right? So if you're playing Rui at the 4, that means you're putting AD back at the 5 where he doesn't want to be. So my whole thing is this. My whole thing is this. I think that Christian Woods will get the bulk of the backup minutes. I think he'll play what he played last year, about 26 minutes a game. There is 26 minutes a game, because AD will probably play around 33. Jackson Hayes will probably play around 20, 22. and then that would be 26 minutes for Christian Woods. I can see that. I can see him. I can see Jackson Hayes from around 15 to 20 minutes per game, and then I can see Christian Woods getting the 26 minutes per game he got last year.
So where's how many minutes is Vando getting?
Only thing, well, Vando's probably getting around 18 minutes. I don't see Vando like he's going to be a situational guy because he hurts them offensively sometimes. So I think that having him on the court is situational. Like, okay, I need you to plug on this guy. Because you can plug him on different positions. You ain't got to just plug him in to just the 4 and say do that, because you can put him at the 3 a little bit if he has a guard of 3. You can put him at the 4 if he has a guard of 4. If you want to change your look, if you want him chasing a point guard or taking a bigger point guard out of the game, he can do that. You know what I'm saying, by getting on him. So I think you can kind of move him around. My whole point to y'all is this: when we look at Christian Wood, bro, and y'all gonna say this during the season, watch what they gonna come in here and say, Doug. They gonna say, "Bam, Christian Wood," because remember, this is the same narrative, Chilltown, that we had about Andrew Wiggins before he played with the Warriors. Remember, Doug, when Wiggins went to the Warriors. Hold on, Chill. Let me finish. Doug, remember when Wiggins went to the Warriors, and Mars know this too. When Wiggins went to the Warriors, what did they say about him, Ron? They said, "Oh, this ain't gonna work. He's empty stats. He's a loser. He don't have no effect on the game. This doesn't work."
I don't care what you heard on
No. I'm saying that's what a lot of people said. No, Dom. I'm saying, Dom, that was the big narrative. Am I lying, Dom? That was the big narrative.
I don't care about a lot of people, though. I care about what I say about players. I don't give a damn what a lot of people say about players.
So do you think
what he's saying is that the opinion is going to shift similar to that.
Right. Everybody's opinion is going to shift on Christian Wood.
But if you are having the same opinion as the masses, so when the masses shift, you shift. That's on you, my nigga. I didn't say that. No. I believe in Christian Wood. My opinion on Andrew Wiggins did not shift, so I could give a fuck about everybody else's opinion shifting on players.
I'm saying, what is your opinion? Do you think Christian Wood's going to work or not with this team?
I think Christian Wood is going to be a good offensive big. He's going to be Christian Wood. I like Christian Wood's game, so I don't think anything different of what Christian Wood is. I like Christian Wood. I think he has a good offensive game. Defense is lackluster, but I do believe we have defenders that we can put around him to minimize the chair that he is on defense. So I am okay with it as long as he's coming off the bench.
That's all I was saying.
I started the show saying that. Yeah, my guy, he's going to come off the bench. I don't see him being the third best player. He definitely shouldn't be starting. I said that. As long as
hold on. Well, then, for the most part, except for we agree. That's what I was saying to Chilltown. I'm just telling y'all that I don't think it's a negative him being on the team. I don't think it's a negative.
This conversation started wrong. This conversation started wrong with me asking what took so long to sign him. That's it.
That's a fact.
Pirate, can you answer the question? What took so long to sign him, and how you feel about him on the Lakers?
I mean, didn't we just come out with a whole ass Lakers show? I don't know. We spent 40 minutes talking about a $2 million signing for the Lakers. I mean, usually when you're 28 and you sign for $2 million, there's a reason. You know, he's a one-dimensional player. That being said, I mean, for $2 million, yeah, I think that's a great pickup. You know, off the bench, he's fairly one-dimensional. He can score. I think he'll be a good
one-dimensional. He can score and
good bench player for him.
He can score, rebound, shoot the ball, post up. What are you talking about? One-dimensional. He's not a one-dimensional player. A one-dimensional player is a guy who goes stand in the corner and shoot threes. He's not a one-dimensional player. He can rebound. He's an elite rebounder in the league. Go look at his minutes and go look at his plus 36. Any dude that's giving you 7 rebounds in 26 minutes, that's rebounding. He gave you, when he played minutes, he gave you 10 rebounds, 9.5 rebounds. That's a dude that's able to crash the glass. So we ain't gonna just say he ain't no rebounder. He's showing you that he can rebound and he's efficient scoring in the post and scoring on the perimeter. Y'all are gonna stop doing this shit. When I'm right, y'all all gonna come in here and get on your fucking knees, man. I promise y'all this shit, bro. They gonna get on their knees when I'm right about this shit, bro. I swear to God, they gonna get on their knees. They gonna all come in here glazing Christian Wood after the first couple months of the season. Watch what I tell you.
I mean, I'm pretty confident I'm not going to be glazing Christian Wood anytime soon. But,
what gets me mad,
I think he'll be a scorer. I think he'll probably, I think he'll get some points for him. He's a tall guy; he should be able to get some rebounds. But he's not a defender. I wouldn't want to be playing Christian Wood at center a lot.
Pirate, as a Warriors fan, right quick, Dub. As a Warriors fan, does the signing of Christian Wood frighten you at all? Does it move the needle for the Lakers?
Does it frighten me? Christian Wood does not frighten me, and I was stoked to get Wiggins. And I don't know exactly what the national narrative was, but yeah, trading D'Lo was not a good fit, and I felt like that's really comparable. But you know, it's a good signing for what it is. For getting him for $2 million, I think that's a good signing. That's a good signing. He'll probably, you know, contribute. I think, you know, he'll be a plus. It's better than, I don't want to say it's better than nothing. Like that sounds like an insult, but you know, it's good. That's a good little signing for the Lakers.
Man, y'all hella fire cat. If he signed with the Warriors, this dude be up here with pom poms, acting like the whole new nation is gonna start it. And I know how you clowns get down. If he signed with the Sacramento Kings, Bob would be up here with his Whoopi Goldberg out here going crazy. Oh yeah, we going to the chip. We got him for cheap. We doing this. Oh yeah, I already know how you clowns get down. So like I said before, laugh now, cry later. Laugh now, cry later. I will be right about this. I guarantee damn well that shit.
Ticket, just philosophically, like personally, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. Just philosophically, I like big guys that play defense. Like I focus on defense a lot, so I tend not to get too excited about
it's about
big guys who are offensive.
Like the guards. Do you like your guards to play defense too?
I like everyone to play defense, but I like the big guys to play defense more.
I asked you, do you like your guards to play defense?
Yes.
I know why you thinking, because you know where I'm going. So then that means you don't like Steph Curry, right? Yeah, now shut that shit up. Cook your ass.
I mean, I think I explained it. I mean, I got your ass.
Yeah, but if Gabe Vincent's a defender because he gets
you know what? You got me. I just realized Steph Curry ain't all that.
You heard that shit, right? You're biased punk. You gonna sit up here and talk about, I like my big man to play D when it suits your argument. But when I ask you, do you like your guard to play D, and your main guard Steph Curry, who you love and adore, his ass don't play no D, be putting on islands and everything, and you ain't say a damn word.
Ticket, I think I just explained. I mean, obviously, if you would rather have someone play defense than not play defense. Yeah, you ain't no Patty Mills. That's for sure.
Vincent's a good defender because he gives effort and made the finals, and Steph Curry's a good defender.
Yeah, I think it's more important that your center and power forward are.
Yeah, I'm on one today. I can't put all these niggas off. Believe that shit.
Yo, Dub, you have one more point to make before we move on?
Yeah, just to use Donovan Mitchell example, Donovan Mitchell is actually a good example of when a guy gets in a better scenario, he gives better effort defensively, and he wasn't as bad. The Utah last year, especially on Utah Jazz, he wasn't giving it. This year at Cleveland, he was definitely a better defender. So to think that Christian Wood can't replicate the same thing, and nobody's going to say he's an all-league defender, but give more better effort defensively, it just doesn't make sense to me. And people who think that Donovan Mitchell isn't didn't get better defensively, you just wasn't watching the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Dub, wouldn't Kevin Durant fall in that category too, of players who were perceived as bad defenders or cones on defense, and they go to a better situation, and then all of a sudden just play tremendous defense and carry that on to when he went to the Nets?
Even though he was doing it in 2016, but people just didn't give him that tag. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Was he doing it in 2016, Dub?
Yes.
Was he doing it on a consistent basis in 2016?
I'd label Kevin.
No, he wasn't. No, he was not. No, he wasn't.
I disagree.
That's what I get so sick of you dudes.
I said I labeled Kevin Durant as a good defender.
I'm so sick of this shit, man.
He was good.
Nobody's saying he's an all-league defender. He's saying he was a.
Then what are you talking about with him? Because every time you talk about Kevin Durant, you talk about defense. That's the first thing you bring up.
The level of good
first things you bring up.
Not just all league and then average. Like there's good. You can be good. Like there's just a level between.
You can be and you can be good.
Average. There's just
right. I'm not saying, Mars, that you have to either be an all-league defender or you suck. I'm not saying
he wasn't good enough to be an all-league defender, but he was good. He was a positive. He brought value.
So with that being said, even if that's true, Mars, why couldn't he play like that on a consistent basis?
I think he did. I just don't agree with you saying he didn't. I think in 2016 he was a consistently good defender. You don't. We agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah, I just think he was consistently good.
Like everyone can't make an all-NBA team, but there's a multitude of good defenders. That doesn't classify if you were good or not. I don't understand why that has to be a tag of, oh yeah, that means you were good or you did it consistently. No, there could be just consistent defenders.
So what on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what is Kevin Durant as a defender? I'm not going to stick on Kevin Durant. I know we're getting into that.
2016 or right now?
No,
20.
Oh, 20. in 2016, Moss, in 2016, the year before he got to the Warriors, which was the best defense. I guess that was the best defense.
I think he was a 7. I think
so. He was above average. He wasn't elite, but he was above average.
He was good. Yeah, 7.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, why do you guys think he wasn't? If he was a 7, why do you guys think he doesn't get as much credit as he did for OKC?
The reason why is because sometimes. I'm sorry, Moss.
Because they blew a 3-1 lead. If they got to the finals, Kevin Durant would have been labeled a good defender because look, the team won, the defense and the team is good. Kevin Durant, he's blocking shots, blah blah blah. They lost. Kevin Durant wasn't that good defensively. He needs to go to State to become a good defender. Like that's just how things work. If they won that series, he would have now we would have been saying, Kevin Durant was a good defender in OKC. But they lost, so nah.
I don't think it was that serious because even when he won an MVP, even the years before that, like the notion on Kevin Durant was the knock on him was people just didn't think he was that good of a defender, and that could be because of his body type. They were just judging him because he's a skinny, linky dude, so they don't assume he can stop anybody. That could be because the way LeBron and him was going back and forth in 2012, it didn't look like the defense was being played on LeBron for whatever reason it was. But it wasn't just in 2016 people had that notion. That was a thing that was labeled on Kevin Durant for throughout his career. Was him not being a good defender. Well, that was the perception.
I think it was pretty accurate before 2016. I think he was like his MVP season. I think he was above average. I don't think he was bad. But before his first year to 2012, I think he was just average. He was okay at best. And then he developed, got more consistent on the ball. His rim protection instincts got better. Overall, just he brought value as a help side rim protector that he didn't bring earlier on. And then 2016, I think he elevated into good defender territory. And then 2017 with Golden State, he was an 8 out of 10. So it's just
that was the best we're going to get from him that year. I think
that's the best you could ever get Kevin Durant defensively in 2017.
I think he finished 9th that year in Defensive Player of the Year. That's the only time he finished in the top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year. He finished 9th that year in Defensive Player of the Year. Now, with that crew that he was on, Mars, with Draymond Green being the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, with Kevon with Looney and with guys like that, is it fair to say that Oklahoma City team that he was on defensively was just as good a defensive team? Because I'm 100% confident that so where was that Golden State Warrior team defensively in 2017?
I think they were the best defense in the league.
And I think in 2013, that Oklahoma City defense, I think in 2013, I think that they were top 3 or top 5 defense. I think they were really close to that, if I'm not mistaken. I can't say
OKC. I know OKC had good defenses. Serge Roberson, Steven Adams was good. They had Tabo Cephalosha. They had the good defenses. 2013, they were 4th. So
they were a top 5 defense. And the point that I'm making, Mars, is that Kevin Durant being a solid defender. All right, I'll give you solid. I just feel like a guy with that athleticism, a guy with that kind of length, I think the consistency wasn't there. That's where I have a problem with him, because there are times when you'll see Kevin Durant, as you mentioned, as a 7 or 8 defender. And then there's times when he was a 4. And then there was times when he was a 5. And that's where the separator comes when we're talking about guys being not even great defenders. We're talking about guys being defenders and solid defenders like that. So when a guy like Kevin Durant brings it, where you see him on a great defensive team in Golden State in 2017, but he's also on a top 5 team defensively, and I got a problem with that because the consistency is where it's lacking.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. If you don't know, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The FIBA semifinals are set and squared away and ready to go. Team Canada beat Slovenia, and Germany got the win over Latvia earlier this morning. I want to talk about this Canada and Slovenia game. Did any of you guys get a chance to watch it? If not, did you kind of just check the highlights or anything like that?
I didn't see it, to be honest with you. I watched the Germany. I watched the Germany-Latvia game. I did watch that. That was a sight to see. But
how'd you feel about that game?
I think the U.S. is going to handle them dudes. I mean, Dennis Schroeder, he'll shoot you out of a game, but I don't think that they'll struggle on the front line like they did against Who am I thinking about, Damo, that they lost to?
Lithuania.
I was about to say Latvia. I don't think that they'll struggle on the front line with Germany like they did with Lithuania. I think that Tice, I think he's more. I don't think that he's the bruiser in the international game as he is in the NBA. I think he plays a little bit more. He's more of a pick and dive guy and a pick and pop guy, playing a little bit away from the basket. And I think that the U.S. can capitalize on that. I think they could take advantage of Dennis Schroeder. I think they could take advantage of him defensively because he's one of those guys who he shoots the basketball at a high level. I mean, he shoots in terms of volume. He shoots the basketball a lot on this team, and it really doesn't help. It really doesn't help this team as much as it could help them if he was more efficient. So I think
you heated with me this morning, man. I love you, bro.
No. Let me tell
you something, nigga. Hey, it's business, never personal, baby.
Before you go any further, Ticket, I walked into practice and I just got punched.
Right. Okay. They don't understand this. They don't understand how we do, Chilltown. They don't understand how we do, right? Okay. They don't understand. That's why I said when you say you gonna throw me, when you say you gonna, I love that. I love that shit. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You little weekend ass niggas in the comment section don't understand that, bro. They talking about Ticket. You better ask them niggas that's around me. You better go tell Ron all them niggas that's around me that's in the league that Ron may know that know me. You better ask them niggas about me, nigga. Y'all niggas think that shit from a perception on YouTube that have been put out here by these niggas that don't know me in real life. You better go ask some niggas who really know me, some real made niggas in this world that really know me. Ask some niggas how I get down. Ask them, is it a joke? Ask them, have I been the same way from day one since they seen me since when I was younger? So we ain't got to play those games. Like I said before, I love Chilltown. That ain't going to stop me from talking shit to them when we come in practice. When we come in practice, iron sharpen iron, baby. And if we ain't up here doing that, if Dub ain't up here, pulling Chilltown strings, if Chilltown ain't pulling mine or going at Mars, if Mars ain't going, if I ain't going at Damo or Damo going at me or something like that, or Bob or whatever, we ain't doing what we supposed to do. We not making each other great. Y'all need to stop crying and enjoy the show, man. Let's get it, baby.
I don't really pay much attention to the chat as much. I'll see it from time to time, but I'm too busy dealing with you dudes. But
I pay attention to you guys in the chat. I pay attention.
I don't really pay much attention to the chat like I should. But anyway, I think the US should deal with I think the US should deal with Germany, and I don't think they'll have a problem with them. I don't.
Is anybody up here concerned about Team USA versus Germany?
Mm-hmm. I just want to know how you feel. How do you feel comfortable shooting 4 for 26?
Who shot 4 for 26?
That's
Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder was garbage yesterday.
I always hype up the shooter. Like I hype up the shooter. I'm telling the shooter, shoot it till your hand fall off. Shoot it till you break it. You know what I'm saying? When you touch that ball, if ain't nobody standing on your toes, shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling. If I want you to shoot, but 4 for 26. Man, you got to reevaluate yourself. you got to go see. You damn near need to seek therapy. That's psychotic.
That's why the coach was trying to tell us.
Were they good looks or was he chucking? Like, was he just getting good looks?
He was chucking, Mars. He was chucking.
Mars. If I go 4 for 26 on wide open layups, I'm gonna start passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If it's wide open layups and I go 4 for 26, I'm tossing the rock. Like, no more. Come on, man. That's crazy.
Hey, man, they won. He did what it took to win, man. He did what it took to win.
He hit the ones that matter.
Exactly.
I ain't mad at you.
For that matter.
Yeah. Y'all gotta understand though, he is their number one option though. So it's like,
yeah,
he got the green light to do it, obviously.
So that's what you're saying, he's abusing his power?
I don't think he's abusing his power. He's doing what they want him to do. Because after the game, I mean, he looked like he was over it. Like he was like, "Yeah, I play like trash." Everybody huddled around him and like gave him energy type shit.
Well,
like,
they won. They won.
Exactly. It's because they won.
They won. It would have been a little bit trickier if they lost, yo.
If they lost, they would have put their hands on him like their coach did. But they won. So they was hyping him up, boosting him up. So I get it. 100% get it.
It's a little bit trickier when you lose.
In terms of being worried about Germany,
7 for 30.
I'm not worried about Germany, but Germany was the first team to make me say, yo, the size is a problem. That's initially what started I don't like Paolo coming off the bench as the backup center, because Daniel Tice, just as Chill said, he's more of a pick and dive guy. Well, they was doing that pick and dive and getting that switch that he wanted, and he was just eating in the paint, and there was nothing we could do about it because we were so small. Now, eventually, the U.S. picked up the offense, went on a run, closed the game out. But that was the first sign that, like, all right, if there's a team with size, this could be an issue. So I'm not saying that Germany's going to do it, but they have shown they will exploit the U.S. And if we're having an off night, if Brandon Ingram is out there giving you 2 points, or Ant is out there not scoring in the first half, and we have these dry spells, that could be a problem.
Definitely could.
All right.
4 for
I want
26
to talk
is
about
crazy,
this other
Ron.
game though.
It is.
Like 4 for 26 is crazy, Ron. I know you, bro. Like, and I feel the same way. If I go 4 for 12, 4 for 13, I'm gonna be pissed off. So imagine going 4 for 26.
You're gonna shoot 13 more shots. And you ain't gonna make
Hold
none
on,
of
you
them
said
out.
Bob, but you said you're gonna get a rock up if you're doing that?
If I go 4 for 26, and what?
No,
So what?
no. You said 4 for 4, like 4 for 12. If Ron get mad at you, you gonna get a rock up?
Nah, I'm not. No, I'm saying that Ron would be mad at himself if he went 4 for 4 for 12.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
game.
Ron would be mad at you if y'all was playing together and you was 4 of like 12, and you would just get a rock up.
I don't think so. It probably depend on how just depend on how you playing, what type of shot you shooting. But what I'm saying is, to me, 4 for 13 is bad. 4 for 13, I'm having a rough night of sleep. So 4 for 26, bro, I'm thinking about hanging up my kicks, bro.
All right, so I want to talk about this Canada-Slovenia game. As you know, Shea versus Luka, and I was excited about this game. Didn't get a chance to see it because it was too early. I had a late night last night, but I was excited about this game, and I love this matchup. And this is one of the matchups going forward. I think everybody's always going to circle on their calendar: Shea versus Luka, and they actually both put on a show. And it looks like Shea got the better of him. Keep in mind, I didn't watch it, so if you guys watched it, chime in. But Canada, they played a balanced game as a team, and they beat Slovenia 100-89. Now, what did Luka do? Luka had 26, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
And an ejection.
He got ejected?
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, well, yeah.
Messing with Dylan Brooks, man. Messing with Dylan Brooks. Got him
mentality, exactly.
Dylan Brooks got in his head, man.
He knows what he's doing.
And I heard Dylan Brooks got ejected too. I actually have a super chat regarding it.
And by the way, getting thrown out of an international game is pretty difficult.
That's what Dylan Brooks will do to you.
Getting thrown out of an international game is really, you don't get thrown out of an Olympic game. You don't get thrown out of a FIBA World Cup game. You don't.
Dylan
it's really difficult for that to happen.
Ralphie May sent through a super chat and said, y'all seen Dylan Brooks was ejected and was shadowboxing in the back like Rocky or Baki?
Hey, do they suspend you for the next game in your league, Ron? You get suspended, ejected, or thrown out the game?
I'm not sure.
That's a good
FIBA,
question.
I don't think so.
I
think it has to be
getting ejected.
I think that's just it. In that situation where I want to say it was like 2 texts, then they just got
Which I
tossed
ain't
out.
really got a problem with it. Luka got one of them faces that.
I'm gonna slap the shit out.
For real, to be honest with you, big guys, he does. He has that. Yes, he does.
No,
right,
it's not because of that.
Moving along,
I didn't say anything. He does have a smug look.
With the Canadian
Ron,
team,
who won the game, Ron?
Canada did. Shea led him. He had 31, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. And RJ Barrett, he came through with 24-9. Dylan Brooks had 14. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he had 14. So they had a pretty balanced act. But
that's another dude. That's another dude whose game is ugly, Ron, but he get it done, and he's getting it done. That's RJ Barrett. I hate his game.
Was 9 for 22, man. He shot 22 shots to get 24 points. Well, I don't think nobody talking about that.
That's not too bad though.
They
Don.
won the game. They won the game.
NBA, Don. That's not too bad. They got y'all thinking like in this new era, everything got to be efficient. Like 9 of 22 is what guys normally shoot back in the day. Sometimes, like 9 of 22 isn't bad. It's 2 shots off 50%, 2 makes off 50%.
About how much you impacting the guys around you to win, bro.
Exactly. They go to win.
Man, I don't care who you is, man. Your field goal should not match your ending points.
But that's like for a guard. What's that?
40, bro. I don't know about that.
What's that percentage though for a guard though?
40%. That's 40%. Well, 41.
No, not 22. No. That's like 46.
it was
41.
It'd be like
just
40.
to you make
40.9.
Yeah, 40.
9 of 22.
Yep.
Yeah.
9 of 22. 40.9%. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
41.
Basically, yeah.
40.9, man. We're talking about 40.9.
Damn, that jump's crazy. Two makes jumps within 50%. That's crazy. My bad, y'all.
So Shea had 31, and he only shot 12 shots. RJ had 24, and he shot 22.
22 shots. Exactly.
Shea was getting to the free throw line, I assume, right?
Yeah, he 14 and 16 from the line.
So what are we talking about? Like that. What? Side note, tangent. We need to stop using field goal attempts as like the measure. Oh, this guy took more shots. If you take 12 more free throws, They're short attempts where you just got
Yes.
fouled. They don't count as field goal attempts.
Yes.
I hear it all the time. I hear
Not
about people talking
necessarily
about,
though, Mars.
No, I hear it all the time. I hear, and the example I heard,
it could be rebounding fouls. It could be fouls on the perimeter. It could be stuff like that. They could have been in the
16
bonus.
free throws. You got fouled on about 6 shots. That's 6
He
more
for
shots.
sure got fouled on shots.
That's
And that's
my
the ones
point.
that they called, Mars.
Yeah,
That ain't
that's
the ones
my
that they
point.
called.
That's all I'm
Six
saying.
of
You
them
can't
free
just
throws
use
could've
field
came
goal
off.
attempts as how many shots the person's taking when they're taking that many free throws. They're clearly getting fouled on shot attempts as well. They just don't count as field goal attempts. I hear a lot of them talk about, oh, this player takes more shots than this guy, but one guy takes 9 free throws and one takes 4. Like, clearly, they're also shot attempts. They just don't count. So that's why. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Even with them 6 more shots, that's 18 shots to RJ Barrett's 24.
Yeah, that's why I said
the point I'm
it's a side note. It's a side note. I'm just saying.
Nah,
generally speaking, it's not
Mars is right. When I hate it when people be like, "Oh yeah, he had 30, he had like what 40 on 20 shots." Well, the dude going to the line like so many times, bro. You're not adding those shots. Like, what the hell are we talking about?
That's what that true shoot.
But in the same breath, you'll call someone a free throw merchant. But then you're gonna praise someone for scoring a lot of points on a low amount of field goal attempts, which takes free throws to do it. Hypocrites.
But it don't make sense. It don't
That's
make
side
sense.
Side note. That's what it's said.
Yeah, but,
RJ stinks. That's my side note.
Oh,
How about
damn.
that? How about that? Let's
Hater.
talk about it.
Hater.
Let's talk about it for real.
Straight hater.
Canada versus Serbia, though. How we feeling about this? This is the other semifinals matchup. The winner of that will play the winner of U.S. and Germany. Who do we think wins this game?
Canada.
I'll go Canada. I think Canada's the second best team in this whole tournament play thing. So I'll go Canada.
They're playing who?
Serbia.
Serbia.
Who does Serbia have?
Bogey.
One player lost a rib he lost his kidney the other day.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
damn.
seen that. I seen that.
Yeah.
Really?
One of their key guys got elbowed and they had to take out his kidney. That's crazy.
What, in Serbia? A Serbian dude? Or
Yeah.
dang.
He probably gonna be playing too.
Nah, he ain't playing. He went through surgery, bro.
Them Serbs, they tough like that. Take a kidney out, be on the court the next day. He ain't tripping.
no bull job though. Real talk. You already know about how they get down, dog.
Yeah, shit.
Them tough. Them in the wrestling. Them motherfuckers, boy.
He put
Oh,
some
no.
stitches on there, wrap that shit up. He in the game.
Put some alcohol in that jump by and right back at it,
They drinking vodka at halftime.
bro. Team USA gonna wrap this up, man. And I don't think it's gonna be close. I think they're gonna blow out both teams.
Hey, is this slept on that Serbia? Like, I don't think people realize how much talent the Serbian, just the whole nation alone. Like, I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm looking at Novak Djokovic playing tennis. I'm like, he been running the tennis game for a long time. Him and Nadal and the other guy. And then I'm looking like, but wait a second. And my man Nikola Jokic, he the best. He the best basketball player in the world. I'm like, do the Serbs run the sports world kind of a little bit for a while?
Serbs put out talent.
They put out talent. Those are some talented people.
Yeah, 2 people.
Yeah, I know it's hard to play in Serbia. I know that
too. I mean, they got. Well, they top heavy, Mars. Is what I'm saying. They top heavy.
Hey, 2
man. Y'all heard about what happened to James Harden, man?
Hey, Ticket, don't get me started, Ticket, please.
Yo, Ron, this dude's a goddamn fool, man. Did y'all hear about what happened with James Harden, Damo? This idiot, this idiot James Harden is such a goddamn fool. They said he cried so much about not making the All-Star team that the idiot missed the phone call to be in the All-Star game by Adam Silver. Nigga, how stupid can you be?
So Tyrese Halliburton, you come off the roster because that's James Harden's spot. But we couldn't get James on the phone, so you take it.
They said he was complaining so much he missed the phone call from Adam Silver to tell him he's in the All-Star. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's funny as
Told y'all yesterday about these prima donnas, man.
Victim mentality, yo.
And that's the nigga Dookie. That's the nigga Dookie won on his team.
Supposed to be on there over here.
That's the nigga Dookie. That's the nigga Dookie was in here capping for yesterday. And this man was crying about the All-Star game so much that he missed the phone call from Adam Silver telling this idiot that you in the All-Star game. So this fool crying, and then by the time he called the league office back, Adam Silver told him, "Man, we moved on, man. That nigga was real bad after that, bro. Get him out of here, man. He's different, man. For real, bro."
But I hope that's fake news. I hope
It's not.
What I'm saying
fake news.
to
It's
tell is
not.
I'm hoping somebody put out a fake story. Like I'm hoping that's not true.
That's true, man.
I'm
Ramona Shelburne
praying that
reported it this
ain't
morning,
true.
nigga. That's true.
You said what?
Ramona Shelburne just reported it this morning on
Oh.
ESPN, bro. That's true, bro. Nigga's an idiot, bro. Bro, Adam Silver called the man numerous times trying to like tell him, James, you're in the All-Star game. KD's out, you're in. This idiot, by the time he was complaining so much, he didn't even know Adam Silver was trying to get in contact with him. And by the time he contacted Adam Silver back, Adam Silver had already went and picked the boy from the Raptors to be on there. Come on, man.
Can't just send a text? No, doesn't work.
Man, you think James Harden responded to text?
Yeah, he probably don't.
If he got the text, then it's on his phone. You're an All-Star. There you go. Don't matter when he replies, he's in the All-Star game.
Mars, that's not how James Harden communicates. So what they got is they got a chain of communication.
He probably got about 10 phones,
it's called the stripper wire. So they talk through strip clubs. The strip club, they got strippers. So that's how they communicate.
Is that the bat phone? Is that what it is, Big Ox?
Yeah. It's no phone involved. They just go from they talk through the strip vine, like like the grapevine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Simply. So it takes a little time to get word back and forth.
Yeah.
Sure, they call it the cat phone.
I'm sorry, not the bat phone, but the cat phone. I'm with you.
Yes, sir. The cat phone. That's exactly what it is.
All right, y'all. Leaf John is 7 with the super chat. He said, "Show Washington love." A while ago, when Mars was supposed to watch the WNBA game, Ron gasses the Aces as if the Mystics weren't in the championship 3 years ago.
And won it. Didn't they win it? Or no?
Yeah.
He talking about the Mystics, right? Because they just they just clinched playoffs last night. Elena Delle Donne back.
She nice.
Hey, Leaf John, took him long enough. But shout out Washington, though. Shout out Ella. Shout out Brittany Sykes. Shout out Natasha Cloud. Hey, and last but certainly not least, shout out Shakira Austin. Hey, Ox, you was at the game when we watched them live, right?
Nah, I couldn't get back up there. I had to go. But you already know Elena Delle Donne. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
What you about to say, Ron?
I'm just gonna say Shakira game look better in person than it do on TV, brother. Hey, him Instagram clips.
But you got to get it together, bro.
It's together.
Yeah.
All right.
But y'all know because Christy
Tolliver.
Christy Tolliver, she tore her ACL. So
shout out to Christy. Wishing a speedy recovery.
Yeah, for sure.
Reek MFFL said, Mavs fan, I witnessed hella games Christian Wood come in and instantly take over with his scoring. LA has defenders around him. Ticket right. He will flourish in LA.
You're going to see.
He should flourish in LA. Now, again, this ain't Dallas. This is the LA media. This is LA toxic fans. So every player don't react the same coming to play in LA. That pressure is different. So he should come in and just be able to come in, hoop, ball, do what he do. I don't know, though. He got to turn his Instagram DMs off. I will say that. One bad game.
Toxic LA fans. How would you know about that, Don?
Oh, I'm one of them. When Danny
I just want to make sure we clear. Okay.
Danny Green was talking about, hey, yo, all them Laker fans DM me after I missed a shot. I was the first one to DM him. I DM'd him as soon as he missed a shot.
I'm part of that group. I'm part of it. All right.
Jordan Walker said, I will pay the panel to watch yesterday's open gym. Rosa Parks got the D'Antoni tax.
What y'all talking about, man?
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you watch the open gym, you watch the open gym.
There's no way y'all brought up Rosa Parks again.
If you watch the open gym, you watch the open gym.
Wait, y'all air attacks Rosa Parks.
If you watch the open gym, you watch the open gym.
Y'all gotta stop with that shit, bro.
Shout out to open gym.
No. Oh man, my bad. I was playing a game. I died.
You got to get better, bro. You got to get better. Keep practicing.
Winter with the super chat. Winter came through. Here it goes. Says, if Team USA plays Team Canada, do you think Team Canada can pull off an upset?
No.
Nope. They got two guys they can focus on.
Is that
really an upset?
I think if Team USA
is it an upset?
Yeah, I'm saying if Canada beats USA, is that really an upset?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I think that's what
two guys
in the business.
Okay.
Yes, it would be.
I think every time Team USA loses is an upset, personally.
Nah, they're overrated. Not that good. Team England.
That's the easiest game plan. Just make Dilly and
Is
Brooks.
there
the score.
even a team England? I haven't seen a team UK. This is crazy.
Hey, listen. We're in the works. It's a few years.
Didn't Luadang used to play for y'all?
Born in Sudan, but refugee. Shout out to the refugee.
Shout out South Sudan.
Mm.
They win. They getting their players back. Now come on.
Moving along, Boog said AD, Vanderbilt, Rui, Jackson will eat up Christian's time he has to be productive to see the floor. It's possible he doesn't make it past the deadline.
Make it past the deadline. Nah, I think Jackson Hayes gets scapegoated before anybody. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Christian,
How many times I gotta tell y'all? I'm trying to tell y'all what they're doing. Like D'Lo is going to be the regular season scapegoat. If they have a smooth regular season to go, okay, fine. But they're fattening Austin Reeves up for the slaughter. They're treating him like a prize pig. They are fattening that boy up for the slaughter. Let them be in the second round against Phoenix, game 6 or something. And Austin Reeves has a bad shooting night. Y'all are gonna off with his head, guillotine that young man.
Ox, you want to know why that's not going to happen? Because he already has had bad shooting nights in this past playoff run. He had plenty of bad shooting nights or nights where he just wasn't the All-Star he wanted him to be. And the Lakers fans coddled him. I'm telling you, from the moment we got him, I said, listen, the moment we got him, I said it. He is the new Caruso for us. After Alex left, we've been waiting on that token white guy to come in and get all this love because he can hoop. Austin Reeves is safe. I promise you he's safe. We will scapegoat. So. The Laker faithful will scapegoat AD before they scapegoat Austin Reeves, and that's my word. I'm telling you.
Hey, Austin Reeves doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it.
Doesn't deserve what?
He doesn't deserve to be scapegoated the way y'all about to scapegoat him.
He don't deserve his love. You bugging.
Nah, he's a good kid. He working hard. I'm scared for him.
He's a dog. If he ain't had that dog in him, we wouldn't care. He's genuinely like a fan favorite player. He's a team favorite. Like Lakers love him. He's not getting scapegoat. D'Lo,
organization.
Plus, he took less money than what we were advertised. That's another thing too. That's another reason Laker fans are not going to turn on him. They told us for a whole half a season, "Oh yeah, man, the Spurs going to throw him 120. So y'all got to at least give him 115." Yeah, that nigga 54 for 4 years. The Laker fans love him. They're not.
Hey,
he's not going nowhere.
Ron, sometime in March or in the playoffs or some point this year, when Damo's up here hollering and screaming about Austin Reeves being a terrorist just like Darvin Ham, let's all remember this episode.
I remember it. I promise y'all it won't happen. I love my AR-15. My AR-15 got a strap. I promise you. It won't happen.
With me.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's about that time to talk about the Phoenix Suns. What they look like going into this year, how we feel about them, if we think they need to make some moves, and what they're going to do in the playoffs. As of right now, though, my man sent a question into the panel group chat, and this is the first question that I want to ask you guys, and it's regarding DeAndre Ayton. He said he wants to know what his role will be like in the offense and what DeAndre Ayton will look like.
Trash? They need to trade him. I've been saying they should trade him.
And will he buy in? And will he buy in as well?
Put me on the big screen, Ron. That's what he's gonna look like in the offense right there.
Oh my God!
Bro, Ticket is sick, man.
Tell me why.
God, bro.
Why? Talk to him, dog. Man, this man on Zion Williams time, bro. He's done, man. They should have moved him when they had a chance, man, this summer, bro. He's done, man. Real talk, bro. I don't see him. He's too much. He gone, bro. He gone, man. His career could have went a whole different direction.
Chris Paul, man, it's a wrap. He was complaining the offense with Chris Paul and just Chris Paul and D-Book and the rest of those guys. The fact that now you have Kevin Durant, you have Book, you have Beal. There's only so many shots a guy can have, bro. And unless Bradley Beal is literally about to redefine his play style and just be a new style of player and not take that many shots, he's not going to be happy. And they need to trade him for actual depth and actual role players. I said that as soon as they got Bradley Beal. All right, you need to move DeAndre in. There's no need for him to be here. You can get genuine role players at the 5 to just be the big man, the rebound, rim protect, and that's it. You don't need a former number 1 pick who has this high expectation and high value of himself as an offensive player. You don't need him down there because he's not going to get the touches or the looks he wants.
Nah, Damo, and one other thing, because I totally agree with what you just said, bro. like, bro, they gonna destroy him this year from the fan standpoint. Now that this information got out that he with the porn star, they are gonna destroy him every game. Now there's gonna be signs. People gonna be saying stuff. They need to move him, Ron. I'm just being honest with you, Ron.
Y'all think the fans tripping off that?
He's been with her, so I don't think so. I don't think so. He's been with her, bro.
No. But they didn't know it wasn't public information that she was a porn star before. Now that that's out, for example, like if Zion wouldn't have gotten in shape, they would have killed Zion this year with the information that came about him during the season.
Zion said it's way different. Like that's way different. They don't care. They don't care who that
he kissing that girl in the mouth. What are you talking about? Is way different. He kissing this girl in the mouth.
Bro, why do people care what's in his bed, man? Like that's
they
so
don't care
weird.
who he bending over, bro.
Weird?
That's the other shit. The other shit that happened with that is what happened was the problem with Zion. It's not the fact that she do porn and all that. They don't care about that. All them cats is having intercourse with adult entertainers. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying no. I'm talking about he wiping the joint though, Bob, and that's what's gonna get him. You gonna see during the game when he's at the free throw line, and you got the fans behind the stands with the signs saying that you kissed the porn star, all this other stuff. Bro, that has a mental effect on people. But bro, these fans are devious, bro. They'll get you outside the hotel. You think they'll get you outside the hotel. They will sit outside the hotel.
I say he was lying. What I'm saying is this: you think that DeAndre Ayton is oblivious? That is. Let me not.
Yes, because he's mentally weak. Yes,
I'm gonna call it people. I'm not gonna say what I want to say. But you think that he cares that people are feel that way, or do you think if he did, you think that he would be with her? Like,
bro, the man is mentally weak, bro. The man is not mentally strong. Once people start, once them fans start using against him, and we seen him get emotional in games. We seen him get emotional with Monty Williams. What the hell you think? And especially if he loved the girl. If you love a girl, Bob, and it's a fan, and Ron knows you. I don't know you like that. Ron knows you. If Bob has a girlfriend and the fans start banging on, like going hard on his girlfriend, what Bob gonna do, Ron? He gonna sit there and take it?
Your girl was on another.
I'm gonna be a walking double.
Bob, let me answer.
It's spitting right now.
If they start doing that, Bob gonna say bang harder. But Pirate though, can I hear from you? Do you think DeAndre Ayton will buy it?
They say I seen your girl on the bang bus, man.
Bob, say that one more time. Say that one more time. Bob will fuck around and call the time out. Yeah, dog, you can't take that shit, Bob. You'll be bad too.
Pirate, how do you feel about DeAndre Ayton on this team?
He shouldn't be tripping either.
And do you think that he will buy in to what they got going on?
I mean, it's hard to predict human behavior. I think for the team to run optimally, I would think that he would have a large role. I would like to have him have a large role. I think, yeah, for the team to run as good as it can, he can be a good inside presence on offense. You got three wings. There's only one ball. Beal and Booker, not the greatest 3-point shooters. They're very good, but they're not like 40-45% type light it up night in, night out. I mean, I would if I were coaching it, if I were a Phoenix fan, I would like to see Ayton score about 20 a game. I mean, he's efficient, and that can go a long way if you're getting 20 from the big man. At he can easily hit 60%. So yeah, I think for the offense to run as good as possible, I think Beal would take on a little bit more of a distributor role, still be a high scorer, but probably end up having Beal and Ayton scoring about the same, somewhere in the 19, 20, 21 range. That's how I would run it. That's how I would like to see it go.
And do you think he's going to be happy this year?
I mean, he didn't seem like the happiest guy. I don't know if he's going to be like happy, but you don't always have to be happy to. If you're winning, hopefully you're happy enough. I mean, show up to the game, play your minutes, score points, get some rebounds, and he's probably not going to be thrilled. He's not thrilled with the situation.
You said you would, in your offense, you would like him to average 20. Is it ridiculous that DeAndre Ayton is the third or second leading scorer on this team?
I don't think so. I mean, I think their best case scenario offensively would be probably him being the third leading scorer. I think that would probably be better than having Beal, Booker, and KD as the top scorers.
Hey, Pirate,
yeah.
So you think that the coach is going to target him, like, to get him the ball? You think that that's what the coach is going to do?
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's Vogel has used big men before, and he doesn't have to be the leading scorer, but yeah, I think an offense just runs much smoother if you do have that. I mean, he is a good offensive inside presence, and to not use that, I think, would be not optimizing your offense.
Pirate,
in my opinion.
Your name is Pirate, and you look like one of them old porn directors and stuff like that. That's what you look. You look like one of them.
Hey man, don't go digging up in my past, man. I've been on Earth for a long time, man. I've done a lot.
Hey, Pirate, you was holding the camera.
That's what
Damo and Mars.
We might have to kill Ticket. He on to me.
Pirate look like one of them dudes that know this shit.
We might have to kill Ticket. He on to me. What are we doing,
Do y'all think that DeAndre Ayton is the X factor for this team?
Who, me?
The X factor for this team is on the bench, and his name is Bols of Bowl. DeAndre Ayton is not the X factor for this team. He just needs a fresh start. No, all jokes aside, he can be. If he buys in, if they use him correctly and everything works, I would say he has the best chance of being the X factor. How high of a chance do I think? Like, how likely do I think he'll be the X factor? Definitely not likely, but I guess I can see it.
Hey, Ron, but real talk, you don't think Pirate like one of them dudes?
I'm not answering that question. Yo,
I'm going crazy in the comment section, bro.
I mean, I agree with Damo. I think, like, on paper, the biggest X factor, you got a 7'2" guy on your roster. Like, that could be a serious game changer. If you had a 7'2" guy who was out there rebounding and blocking shots, that would be awesome. But I mean, it's Bol, and I don't trust him. I mean, he's a big, long guy. And I want big, long guys around the hole.
You said big, long guy. Come on, man. This is the second day
I want big, long guys around the hole, man. Let the little guys
drama. Will you focus, brother?
Let the little guys drain the long ball.
Focus, please, man.
Look at Dodge.
Will you focus?
What happened?
Focus, Dom. Stay focused.
I want my big guys inside.
Hey, dog, we're gonna start calling you the one-eyed bandit, man.
I want them putting their size to good use.
You crazy as hell, Kyle.
Anyway,
the Wi-Fi don't want him to get this off.
That's a fact. All right, keeping it pushing on the Phoenix Suns. My next question for you guys regarding these guys is
right, Ox.
You got a mouthful of food. You want to talk
about why you always do that?
Hey, DeAndre Ayton's been exhausted.
Oh, man.
All right, no doubt.
Frank Vogel has been notorious for being a defensive-minded coach, and I think that DeAndre Ayton, this team could maybe be a better version of what they were in Indiana. Maybe if DeAndre Ayton could be a better version of what Roy Hibbert was, whereas he's just a glass cleaner, a rim protector, a rim runner, and he buys into what they're doing. Because if you look at what they're doing, he's exactly what they need. They got a bunch of shot chuckers. Who is the dirty work guy on that crew? Who is that presence in the paint? Who is that guy that's going to clean glass for them? He's perfect for that. I mean, he's a double-digit rebounder. He's got a good touch around the rim, which means that he could run the floor and finish around the basket. So that would help them. In terms of him being a rim protector, he can do that too. That's what Frank Vogel specializes in. He's always had one of the best defensive teams in the game. So if DeAndre Ayton were to buy into this philosophy, he's exactly what they need in Phoenix. Exactly what they need. And I feel like with the crew that they have, with the rotation players that they have, could get supplemented. I'm a big Watanabe fan. I dig that dude.
Yeah.
I think he can play. I do. I think he can play. I got a problem with Okogie. I'm sorry.
Josh Okogie?
Yeah, my issue with Josh Okogie is that I feel like he should be much better than what he is. And I think the issue with him is he doesn't know exactly what his role is. Like, he's one of these dudes, he's one of these dudes that he thinks he should be the long ball shooter, but then he thinks he should be the primary ball handler, but then he thinks that if he was like he strikes me as one of those Lou Dort type of guys that he could be on this crew. How much better he could be for that crew if he was doing that. Only except he can't really make open shots, because I think the biggest problem with him is that I think his identity, like, he don't really know who he is.
Right. I like a lot of their bench though. They got Eric Gordon over there now, right?
Yes, they do.
They got Eric. They got Watanabe. They got Kogi. They got Bol. They got Keita Bates Diop. I'm not too. And then who they got? What's his name? Eubanks, or they got
Drew Eubanks. Yeah,
they got Eubanks.
On that crew.
I'm not mad at their depth. They're so top heavy. I'm not like those for the amount of firepower they have on the top end. That's a.
You sold on that?
No, I'm not saying like they got like a top bench or nothing, but it's better than what I thought they was gonna put together.
I'm saying you're sold on that overall roster. You sold on that?
I'm sold on Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. And on top of that, I'm really but look, hold on before y'all get on me, because I'm still thinking that if I'm the GM over there, I'm moving off of DeAndre Ayton. I think they'll be much better if they traded DeAndre Ayton and got Miles Turner and Buddy Hield from the Pacers. Like that's something that I'm hoping they would do, and they haven't done that yet. But I'm still.
But who's the point though, Bob?
Firepower.
Who? But still, that's the.
They don't with that team. Obviously, they don't need like an MVP level or even an All NBA level point guard. So if they got a point guard that can just simply distribute the rock, apply some ball pressure on defense, and knock down open jump shots, I think they'll be okay.
But
they can't have a negative.
Who is that, Bob?
Devin Booker.
Oh shit! I mean, if Devin Booker's playing,
I would hope Devin Booker,
I've seen Devin Booker play point guard before, and if he plays point guard, then they possibly got the best scoring point guard in the NBA besides Steph Curry. So
that means that's going to take off his scoring, right? That means his scoring is going to go down to about from 26 to around 23.
It can go down 20, and that's okay. They got Bradley Beal now too. If his scoring drops a little bit, that's all right. They still got Kevin Durant. Kevin.
So who are we running the offense through is my question. So, okay, because we got Devin Booker as our primary ball handler. Who are we running the offense through? There's a difference between a primary ball handler and running the offense through somebody. So we're running the offense through KD. We got Devin Booker as our primary ball handler. So when the game gets helter-skelter, when we get in the playoffs and teams start to slow us down and they're standing in front of us, and now we got to start running real action, and we need a real lead guard. Devin Booker is that guy. That's
he's gonna have to be if they want to win a championship. They're gonna have.
They gotta play through Devin Booker, man. I don't know.
He's good enough.
KD's on Kawhi Leonard time, bro. That's gonna tear him up, Damo. Them playing through KD all season again. KD's gonna break down and get hurt at some point in time. Again, I'm trying to tell y'all this.
100%.
If you look at his games are dwindling every year. They cannot play through KD, bro. I think they should. And this is why I said the point guard is a problem. I think they should play through Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker should be the guy they should play through, not KD. I think KD should be a complimentary guy. You understand? Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you what I would do, and this is something all y'all ain't even think about. I would put KD at the point.
Well, I don't think you need to think in this like binary. Who are they going to run it through? Like there have been plenty of teams. They don't have one great distributor, but between the three of them, they're all pretty good passers.
Hold on, Pirate. Remember when KD played in the playoffs, Dub, and he played against the Celtics when Kyrie got hurt. He took over the game. He played the point and had triple-double. I've seen KD play the point before. I would put KD at the point and let his offensive responsibilities for scoring go down a little bit. I think KD can handle the ball enough. He can get you in the offense. He can see over the defense. I would play KD at the point. I wouldn't have him guarding point guards, but I would do a cross matchup. But I would have KD play the point and play through Devin Booker if he's not going to get a point guard.
I hope they do that shit against us, because that's our only chance of beating them. But
I'm about to say, hey, I really hope, KD at the point as a Laker fan, that sounds marvelous.
I don't think, Ticket. I don't think he can handle that ball pressure like that. Like depending on who's guarding.
Hold on, he did in the playoffs though. Listen, he went when Kyrie got hurt. That 1 year he took over. He almost beat the Bucks. He played the point. He basically took over the series. He was averaging a triple-double. Y'all forgot this? KD he was putting up 10, 11 assists a game. So he can play the point. Bro, he can handle the ball well enough to play it. He can bring the ball up the court and play the point.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not concerned, though. So you just brought up Kevin Durant. I forgot about that whole thing. But you remember it's been multiple times where Chris Paul's got injured. Devin Booker's had to step in at that lead guard and basically facilitate the offense. Bradley Beal, same thing with him in Phoenix or in Washington. That's why I'm actually not concerned because all three of these guys can control the ball. They can initiate the offense. They are all solid playmakers.
So you saying like rotate them? You saying like rotate them on and off the ball? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need a lead guard. You have a couple guards. You got KD,
you actually do. When you got three quarterbacks, you don't have one. So yes, you do.
It's a different sport, though.
No, that is true what Chill said. Because then when it breaks down, who you going to?
I'm thinking about the game.
You're just moving the ball like a hot potato.
I'm just thinking about the game when the game slows down. Which, when you get into the playoffs or when you play against better teams like the Golden State Warriors, who make you play the way that they want to play, when you play against teams that are great defensively, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, who'll slow the game down, who's going to be the primary ball handler? Who's going to get us? Who is our? And again, I don't think we need Chris Paul, right? We don't need Chris Paul. Right. We don't need John Stockton. But who is Rondo? Who is the guy that's KD? You here? Who's directing traffic? Who is that guy that's getting us under control, that we're getting quality looks as opposed to one pass, one shot, one pass and a shot? That's the kind of offense that I'm seeing with these guys because, again, we got both Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, who both play the two guard. And now what Devin Booker is a two guard substituting as a lead guard. That's not what his job is. He's substituting as that. And we all know this. Once you get punched in the face, your whole plan changes. So when things start to go the other way, now these guys have to go back to what they know. So when we have a lead guard in here, that guard can keep us under control. He can keep things focused. He can get guys in spaces where they need to get in. Because this is going to be a problem in the playoffs when you run up on teams that are going to slow you down and are going to make you play the way you want to play.
Like
Bob,
who,
you on this Phoenix team. You way higher on this Phoenix team.
I just want to know because you said the team's going to punch him in the mouth. Now, I'm talking about Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. That got new coaching. I think it's going to be a little smoother this year. Right. Who has the personnel at those three positions to really punch them in the mouth like that?
I don't think it's a talent thing more than it's a unit thing.
The Lakers,
that's what it is.
Everybody in that division, Ox. Everybody in that division,
and it's a unit thing.
I hear you.
I don't think it's a talent thing more than it's a unit thing. So when I look at the Golden State Warriors, the Warriors got a unit where they will pour it on you. And then now you got a team in Phoenix who they fall 15, 16 in a hole. And instead of us having a guy on the floor that's going to get us under control, nope, get the ball. We got to get back in this game, and we got to get back in this game quick. Who's our floor leader? Who's the guy that's keeping us under control?
Got to be Devin Booker.
But chill. I think that's a perfect example. Look at the Warriors, the Spurs, the Bulls. There are a lot of teams. I mean, the Warriors don't have a lead. Like this is the guy who's going to be running the offense on every play. They split it between
control. Draymond Green.
Steph Curry is also the point of attack on a lot of plays.
And the difference with that though is it's been proven with Draymond Green, with Steph Curry, that the results are NBA championships. The Bulls, It's been proven with Scottie Pippen as the floor leader, NBA championships. These guys, none of them have proven that when it gets helter-skelter, when you run up on crews that are going to make you play the way they play, they're going to slow you down, or when the game gets out of control, they can get the game back under control. You got two dudes doing the same thing in both Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and you don't have one guy that you really need. But you do have that guy in the paint. So you got that short up. They still need to get that lead guard spot figured out, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear you. The team itself is definitely unproven, but I think that it has been proven throughout the years that if you have a team where maybe you don't have the primary distributor, but you do have 2-3 guys who are all pretty good passers, pretty good ball handlers, that they're able to spread it around and pass amongst each other and just keep the ball moving.
Who won a championship, Pirate, like that without a lead guard? I'm trying to think of what's the last team that
Well,
won a championship.
like I just said, the Warriors split it between Curry and Draymond. The Spurs, Manu and Parker split a lot of the distribution.
No, that's not true. Tony Parker was the point guard. He was the guy. Ginobili was a shooting guard coming off the bench.
But they moved the ball. They moved the ball around a ton. I mean, Parker's not like a 12 assist type
facilitator is supplemented by ball movement. That's how you.
Don't forget about those Miami teams. I mean,
simply put, a lead facilitator is supplemented by ball movement.
He's always going to be a point forward on every team he's on. So that Miami team don't count.
Derek Fisher.
The Bulls.
No, he was a real.
The Knicks back with Monroe and Frazier. I mean, there have been a lot of teams where you split.
We got to see if the Suns will be able to implement that type of an offense to be able to do that. That's what I need to see. I'm not doubting it because Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they both have shown their ability to be definitely good quality guys to come in and play that point guard role better than people would assume. So they can do it. And I've seen Devin Booker do it, and I would assume Devin Booker would be the point guard, would be the lead guard, playmaking responsibilities. I assume they'll go to him. They're saying Bradley Beal. It's not like Bradley Beal can't do it. I do think it will be split, but I just don't know how that offense is going to look. And it's about if you trust it or not. Who's their coach? Who they got coaching now?
Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel.
I mean, also a defensive coach. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, and I'm a guy who I wanted Frank Vogel on the Lakers, and I seen how the Lakers offense looked with Frank Vogel there. We had Rondo to legit slow everything down, play the lead guard role. We had LeBron to do the same thing when we needed. We relied on defense. With this team, there is no relying on defense unless Devin Booker pops out with that playoff defense, unless Bradley Beal unlock some unknown defensive potential, unless KD rewinds the clock, unless Ayton unless their defense is matching it for Frank's a defensive coach. I don't know what kind of offensive system he's about to make with these guys.
Well, and that's the thing. That's another thing. You know, I mean, the league has changed. It's not like it used to be. There's not like a ton of lockdown point guards, especially amongst the contenders. You know, I think Beal and Booker in particular, and then you throw KD into the mix, they'll be able to run an offense. It'll just be dependent on passing. I'm with
chill on this, man. They got to make one decision on one guy and roll with it, bro. Because I just think that if they don't, it's gonna get real ugly in certain times, man. With unsecurity, man. You have to have that when you're trying to win. And Mars, I wanted to contest one thing you said. You said Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher was the lead point guard for the Lakers. He even though he didn't average a lot of assists, he was the guy that got them in the offense. Like Avery Johnson, he was a lead guard for the San Antonio Spurs. All these dudes was lead point guards. All those dudes was the dudes who brought the ball up the court, got their teams in the offense. We trying to say that with Chilltown, and I agree with Chilltown, if they don't have a key guy who they're relying on a regular basis that's doing this, you understand? That's going to be a problem because then you're going to get into certain situations where it's, we're going to play guess who this time. No, you can't do that, especially when you're trying to win a championship. You have to have things locked in and set in stone. Everything has to be in decency and in order when you want to win at the highest level. And I don't think the Phoenix Suns are going to be able to win if we're going through the season and we're saying, damn, Devin Booker looks shaky right here. They need somebody, and they don't have who's the backup point guard. We ain't even talk about that.
Right.
Dub, how do you feel about the Suns point guard situation? Should they be concerned, or can they run point guard by committee? Or who would you have if you had to choose one specific guy?
I mean, we've seen the Boston Celtics make it to the finals without a true point guard. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm really just worried on how those guys are just going to look together. That's all. I just got to see it. I'm not sure how it would look. I'm not sure each role that everyone would take, especially like having an elite, like a point of attack defender. That's what I'm really keying in on, like who's going to be that guy who's going to really be locking up for them. I think they're all great enough offensively to overcome a point guard, especially when I seen Boston and what they did. But I got to see that. I got to see the defenders and how that defense is going to look to see if Well, I'm gonna put them at in my range.
Doug, they got there, but they didn't win it because of that. They didn't win it because of that, Doug. And when you look at it, this is why Damo was on here complaining about Jaylen Brown. Why? Because he's got the ball in his hands, turning it over, doing dumb shit in certain situations where he shouldn't even had a basketball. If you had a lead point guard, a point guard would decide who gets it when and where. But if you don't, then you have dumb shit like Jaylen Brown coming out here, dribbling off his foot or dribbling 20 times to turn the ball over. And key situations.
But that's true. But when I'm comparing it to the Phoenix Suns, I think all of the players in which they have are better ball handlers and distributors than Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. I guess you could probably debate it between KD and Jason Tatum, but what are you talking about?
Come on, dog.
Better than Jaylen Brown. What?
I didn't say Jaylen Brown.
That's what Dub said. So why are we disagreeing with him? That's what he said.
I'm disagreeing about Marcus Smart. That's what I'm disagreeing.
So Devin Booker's not a better ball handler distributor than Marcus Smart.
There's a reason why they got to the NBA Finals. The exact reason why you just said, because of that floor leader that they have. Like I just said earlier, they don't have to have Chris Paul on the floor. They don't have to have John Stockton on the floor. They need a floor leader. The reason why the Boston Celtics were what they were is because they had a floor leader in Marcus Smart. They had a guy who can get guys the basketball, not at a 8, 9, 10 assist level, but a guy who can keep them under control when the game got out of hand. When they go down 20, a guy like Marcus Smart gets them back focused. He knows who to get involved in the game. He does all of those things. They don't have any of that.
I feel like between Booker and Beal, they're at least as good distributors as Marcus Smart.
Playmaking is being underrated by the fact he's a great scorer.
Yeah, I think so.
He can do these things, and I get because someone that great of a scorer.
Now, can he do it at a?
If you told Devin Booker, bro, just worry about passing, distributing.
Yeah,
he's probably doing it at a way higher level than
chill. It's just like we were talking about with Jordan, right?
Isn't that what you asking him to? So that's what you asking him to do this season coming up.
I'm comparing.
He did it last year in the playoffs. He was a good decision maker. He's been doing it.
Chill. We were just talking
in the postseason against Dallas. Cool. I'll say his decision making wasn't good. He clearly worked on it because he was playing much better and much more composed this year than he was last year. I think he's just got better at it. For me, I don't know the last team that won with a traditional point guard. Jamal Murray's not a traditional.
Well, the Lakers won it with
Drew Holiday's not a traditional point guard.
No, Drew Holiday.
Steph Curry's not a traditional point guard. LeBron James is 6'9". That's not a traditional point guard.
Right.
That's someone who can do it, but that's not traditional. Kyle Lowry, maybe is Kyle Lowry traditional?
Yeah, he could be.
Yes, he is.
Sure.
Yes, he is.
Kyle Lowry
approaching it.
Steph, Kyrie, Steph, Tony Parker. That's 2 in the last 10 years.
But even if they do have floor leaders. That's the question. That's the question that needs to be answered. And again, I want to make sure that I'm clear that we're not talking about having John Stockton on the floor. We don't have Chris Paul. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that having a guy who does this on a regular basis. Devin Booker is transitioning into that. And now you're asking him to transition into that and be that on a regular basis, plus do what he used to do. Because Dub's logic is that now they're going to ask him to do that on the regular. We're going to give the ball to Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal be more.
That wasn't my logic.
That is true.
Hold on a second. Because my logic was that I think they're all great enough offensively to the way that we've seen how that Boston Celtics offense struggled a bit, that the same thing wouldn't happen, right? The roles are going to be different. I don't know, splitting workload, right? But I trust a trio of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and KD running an offense far more than Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. That's why even though that they did struggle in the finals, I don't see them struggling with that. I see them more struggling with the defense.
Dub. You haven't seen Bradley Beal at that level in the playoffs. And then when you're going to need again Devin Booker to step his scoring up like he did last year in the playoffs, he's not going to be able to do it if you got him on a point all game. So he's not going to be unless he's just coming off the point and just calling his own number the whole time. I need to see Bradley Beal. I need to see Beal do it, dog.
Let me ask you this.
Not to bother too much with this shit, but this dude, Buddy OG, man, he gonna make me flip it. He gonna make me lose my shit. I swear. This dude gonna make me lose my shit. I can't handle this dude. I'm trying to be cool, yo. I'm for real. I'm trying to be cool.
True has Buddy's messages highlighted. I swear.
I'm trying to be cool here, yo. I really am, but this dude really is getting on my nerves. He really is. This dude is getting on my nerves, man. I swear. He really is. Because he just talks. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, Dub, as you were saying, all he is, he's a heckler in the crowd. He's a dude that wants to be on the stage, but doesn't really know what he's talking about, ever.
Right.
And he stay saying shit to other people. And then when I come back, I'm emotional. Meanwhile, this guy can insult me. Meanwhile, this guy can call me a liar. Meanwhile, this guy can call me all of these things. But when I come back and say something, I'm emotional. Meanwhile, when I come back and say something, I'm on some nonsense. But this guy right here, he can say whatever he wants to say about me, and I can't have anything to say in response.
Tell him pull up, Ron. Tell him send you his information.
Yo,
I'm gonna send that punk a link, Ron. But hey, Dub, I was saying to you that what's gonna happen when you need Devin Booker to do what he had to do last year in the playoffs, which is go off for 35 and 40, and now he's on the point. He can't really do that because I don't trust Bradley Beal, bro.
So it's like you said.
I have not seen him in them situations.
That's why I want to stop you right there, right? I get that. But when we're making that Boston Celtics and Suns comparison, you really think Bradley Beal is going to be worse than Jaylen Brown?
Yes, I don't trust Bradley Beal, bro.
That's crazy.
Listen. I'm telling you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you like this. No.
Ball handling, distributing.
Hold on. You have not seen him in those situations.
No, we just going off that. We going off that series that we saw last year. We going off that series that we saw last year. Why are we doing?
Bad for him too.
The finals was bad for Jaylen Brown
in terms of ball handling, distribute. He was getting.
Damn, he might have been their best player.
He was just
that
making
says a lot, but that's what he could score. His ball handling and decision making has never been good.
Man, Jaylen
Brown has improved. Jaylen Brown has improved a lot since he came into the league. He couldn't dribble at all like that when
now he can dribble with one hand. It's progress.
Well, he can still dribble with the left hand. I think the problem we having with him is he gets ahead of himself. If we could dumb down, all we got to do is dumb down what he's doing with the basketball. That's it. Limit him to that sort of stuff.
So that's fine. So Bradley Beal dumbing down, playing next to Booker and KD, I trust him way more. I would trust him in that sense of being that ball hand distributor more than Jaylen Brown.
And Devin Booker can score on the ball as well. If he's running the point,
right?
He can still just
he has shown that.
He can get a ball screen. Take the pull up. He can still just
right.
score with the ball in his hands.
Right. He showed that. He showed that in the playoffs last year. But this is the difference, though, Mars. The difference is that now he's got to do that more than he had to do last year. See, he had the luxury of having Chris Paul. Chris Paul ended up going out, and he had to do that on a temporary basis. He's going to have to do that primarily now, and we haven't seen him like that primarily.
That's the price of success. You have to do stuff you haven't done before in order to get to level up. I don't see this think he can't do it. That's a whole different conversation. But the expectations, if you want to win, you have to do stuff you haven't done before. You can't just do stuff that's never worked, keep doing it forever, and then be like, oh well, we need to win at some point. No, you have to level up.
Mars and Doug, I hope y'all talk about this in open gym. I hope y'all talk about this shit in open gym. How y'all trusting Bradley Beal, bro?
Well, I'm
saying I trust Bradley Beal to be the third best player in the season.
I'm not saying that they're going to win the finals and everything. I think but in terms of like the offense, I'm not really I'm not too worried about the offense like that. I'm more worried about how that defense is going to look.
I'm buying into Bradley Beal.
I'm worried about the offense because they were 2-man game last year in the playoffs. They were very predictable, and they would have got beat in the first round if Kawhi didn't get hurt. That should concern you. It should concern you that y'all was getting manhandled when y'all's offense looked very stagnant. Now y'all don't have a true point guard that can really get y'all into an offense. Y'all talking about taking a dude who's our main offensive guy and putting him on the point, and then you talking about bringing an unproven guy in the playoffs over, and y'all expecting that y'all just gonna get production from him. What to make y'all think that he ain't gonna fold under the pressure?
8 games ticket. If you only playing 8 games together, right? The offense is gonna get stagnant eventually because we don't know what we're doing with each other. Ticket. That's just that if we not out here playing with each other and I don't got a feel for what y'all doing and they got rid of depth for KD, it's like, bro, what are we doing out here? Then Chris Paul gets hurt.
I don't see how you, Bob, and y'all sold on this team, bro. I don't see how y'all sold on these guys, man. I'm not Bob. I ain't sold.
I just don't get.
I'm not completely sold, but it's not because of the offense.
Bill is just some terrible playoff.
We're not acting like that.
But we haven't seen him do nothing in no real meaningful game in a decade.
He was on Washington. What do we want him to do?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's playoffs. It's not like he was just playing terribly. Like he was playing well. He's
going to show it to me because I don't believe him. I don't believe that nigga.
Right, well, I think Bradley Beal plays well in the playoffs. I think Washington just lost to better teams.
I think the Suns are winning the West.
Man, come on, Bob.
I'm gonna go around the room and I'm gonna ask everybody how what their predictions are for the Suns in the regular season and in the playoffs.
Hold on, you said hold on. You said okay, go ahead, Ron. That's gonna answer that because Bob just said some shit and I didn't know what he was saying.
No, you know what I was saying. The Suns
I didn't know if you were talking about the regular season or the playoffs. We won't get to it right now.
Okay, I got you.
He was saying they were getting to the finals. That's what he was saying. But we'll get to it.
The last postseason break he dropped 30.
They played 5 games against the Sixers.
Hey, Ron, so are you asking me first or
Sixers were good with that defense?
Yeah, but it's 5 games. But I do agree. Bradley Beal plays well in the playoffs. So,
I think the Suns probably finished like third or fourth in the standings. Probably like third or fourth.
They're the top 5 seed in the West.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5. I think they're going to be one of those probably. More likely like 4. But after that, I think they run the West. I think they run through the playoffs.
Okay. Dub, what do you
Boston
think?
in the finals?
Yes, and lose to Boston in the finals. Thank you, Morris.
I think if everything goes right, their ceiling is probably to win a chip. But if I'm gonna bank on something, I'm like Bob said, like 4 to 5 seed conference finals.
Okay, Damo, what you thinking?
I'm sticking to the same thing I've said since they got Bradley Beal. Second round exit. They're doing all this to go out in the second round. Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal both giving you over the last 4 years, 50 game seasons, 30 game seasons, 40 game seasons. I know we're being optimistic here, but I genuinely don't think the health is going to be there. And this team has no bench, in my opinion. If they have more assured bench, if they trade DeAndre Ayton for depth, I'll be way more confident in this team. It's the fact that the 2 guys you brought in to come with Devin Booker genuinely haven't been healthy the last couple of years, and you have no depth. So I can't trust it.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
First round.
First round exit.
Yeah, I got to finish as a 4th seed, playing the Clippers again, and getting beat by the Clippers in the first round. I think they're going home in the first round. I think they're going to end up getting a 4th or 5th seed because they're going to load manage KD some. They're going to load manage Bradley Beal some, and they're going to load manage Booker some. So they're going to end up winning a 4th seed. The strippers are going to end up being in a 5th seed and going to clip their ass in the first round. They do not have an easy first round matchup. If they play the Clippers in the first round, they're going home. If they play Sacramento in the first round, that's a 7-game series. If they mess around and have to play the Lakers in the first round, they probably going home. If they got to play the Warriors in the first round, damn, that's a 7-game series.
Hey, take it. They're not playing us first round. The first seed plays the 8th.
No,
seed,
if they get a 4th or 5th, hold on. I'm saying they're gonna get a 4th or 5th seed. If they get a 4th or 5th seed, any of those teams they play
the first seed, so we playing the 8th seed.
I'm saying, but
we're gonna be playing down.
I'm saying they get a 4th or 5th seed. Any of those teams that they play, they can get sent home by. Bro, listen, the West ain't no joke.
Hold on, take it for a second. I've had it with Bob in this Sacramento propaganda. You know, first one to come up here.
Let him have some fun.
Are we talking about the Kings tomorrow? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because I've had it with Ops with this Sacramento propaganda. I had it with this dude.
He had to wait a long time.
Hey, propaganda
up in shambles?
Is it propaganda though?
I think they. Oh man, I've had it with this.
Y'all just got a whole new background.
We was just the 3 seed last year.
You were just the 12 seed the year before that.
And everything.
So who's to say that y'all can't go back to that?
Why can't y'all accept that we are better now? Why do y'all want
nobody? I'm not saying that y'all not better, but what I'm listening to from you constantly about the Sacramento Kings, who were the 12th seed the year before, wasn't sniffing the playoffs. Now they get into the playoffs, they make the playoffs. We go from that to now being.
What is that?
The hell was that?
Ron. That's what it is. Anyway, we're talking about the Sacramento Kings tomorrow. So I'm over the Kings. I am. I'm over them, and I'm over them because of how Bob talking about
the Southwest Division. When are we talking about the Southwest?
I just think that y'all and Bob and all y'all, Bob, y'all disingenuous, bro. Like I really do think that the West is a monster, and if the Suns play any of those teams, they can go home playing Denver. They can, because Denver ain't guaranteed to get the number 1 spot. They can go home playing the Lakers. They can go home playing the Warriors. They can go home playing the goddamn Lakers. They can go home playing the Clippers. Bro, there's a lot of teams that can send them home. Sacramento's a 7-game series. Bro, I don't see no out for them.
They can beat all those teams too.
Yes, they can.
I'm saying though, I legitimately give all those teams a series. I would favor all those teams except for Sacramento. I say that it's a 7-game series, but I would favor those teams to beat them in a 7-game series. I would favor the Warriors to beat them right now in a 7-game series. I would favor Denver to beat them in a 7-game series. I'd favor the Lakers to beat them in a 7-game series. If the Clippers are healthy, I'm favoring, and everybody up here is probably favoring the Clippers if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are on the court to beat them in a 7-game series. But maybe not.
Now we can do the if for the Clippers.
Hold on 1 second, Mark.
But yesterday we couldn't do the if for the Clippers.
Oh, I said the Clippers ain't gonna win a chip. I said the Clippers ain't gonna win a chip. I said, but they can beat them in the first one. Go ahead.
Look at this, though, Tiki. Let me tell y'all something though. Hold on, because y'all did this shit to me last offseason. I tried to tell y'all asses about these Sacramento Kings, and you niggas laughed at me.
It's tomorrow.
I ain't waiting till tomorrow. Fuck that. Y'all did that shit to me last year. Y'all laughed at me. You kicked me off of streams. You tried to blacklist me. All types of shit. Because I told y'all about lighting this beam. And then I told y'all we was gonna be a top 6 seed. Y'all laughed some more. Oh no, y'all, it's the Kings. Y'all haven't made the playoffs for 16 years. Y'all did all that shit last time. I told y'all. Then I said, nah, we're a top 3 seed. And y'all did it again. And then what happened? It was a top 3 seed. I ain't say we was gonna win no championship. I'm still not saying that. But I'm saying we're gonna light that beam on y'all ass all year again. Y'all gonna be crying at every away stadium. Light the beam. Light the beam. Cowbells is gonna come out and shit, and y'all gonna be doing it again. Y'all some haters for real. Y'all don't want to see us do good. The NBA hates Sacramento. The world hates Sacramento.
It's a propaganda. There it is.
We stand on 10.
We all hate y'all.
We good.
Yep. We all hate y'all.
You gonna make it past the first round?
20 years ago, and y'all mad that we back now.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about, Damo. Just so you know, he ain't off that, and he never getting off that. Meanwhile, and I know we're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings tomorrow. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it tomorrow.
What y'all going to do when De'Aaron Fox come through the lane like Crash Bandicoot? Like the beam.
Y'all actually had them dudes in the chokehold.
Like the beam, fool.
Jesus, facts.
All right, so hey, Kings tomorrow.
Can't hear you, Damo. Can't hear you, Damo.
Oh, Shamachi was muted. No, I'm sorry. I was just saying that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Y'all blackballed us 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and y'all mad we back now. That is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, you know the NBA hates Sacramento. Y'all know it.
A lot of people hate Sacramento. I ain't gonna. It's not just
for good cause. For good cause. Good reason.
Sacramento Kings tomorrow. Y'all pull up so we can hear all the
sound. Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about the Kings tomorrow.
Golden State Warriors Friday. I do. I think that's going to be just as entertaining, if not better. So we got 2 more elite episodes. But back to this episode, because I'm not done talking about the Phoenix Suns. Chill. I gotta get your predictions on the Phoenix Suns this year and what you think that they'll do, regular season and postseason.
I think they're a 4 seed again, and I think they are a semifinals team at best. I think that offense is going to be good. I think KD's going to break down like he has the last 3 years. I think it's going to be a detriment to them. I think it's going to be a problem because they still going to run their offense, a lot of it through him, and that's going to be a problem for them. I still haven't seen Bradley Beal in this kind of setting. The best player that he ever played with was John Wall. Now he on the crew with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. So I haven't seen him in this kind of environment, so I don't know what he's going to look like. There's a lot of things that need to be figured out on this unit, and it's going to be on the fly too, because this team isn't a team that gets together just for 4 or 5 years. No, this thing has to work right now. This thing doesn't have to work in 3 or 4 years. So I think they're a semifinals team at best.
Chilling, you think that's impossible?
What's impossible?
For them to put it together.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I think it's unlikely that they'll put it together. Because from what I've seen, again, from Kevin Durant, who's broken down the way he's broken down over the last 3 years, his game is still there. Nobody is questioning KD's game. He's still got the goods. The problem is that his body, he's starting to break down more and more. So with that being said, him breaking down, Devin Booker missed 25 games last year, right? Devin Booker missed 25 games. Bradley Beal was banged up. So these dudes are all coming in healthy. Health is going to be a big issue with them next year. The question is how are they going to put this thing together with the lead guard not being what it is, and is DeAndre Ayton gonna accept the role of being a rim protector, a rebounder, and a rim runner? Is he gonna accept that? If he does that, I think they could be successful, but it remains to be seen. I think they're a semifinals team at best.
Pirate, I want to hear from you. Thoughts and predictions, regular season, postseason.
Yeah, it sounds like people are on the same page. In the regular season, third, fourth seed, just because I think those main guys, they're probably going to average about 60 games apiece. The bench isn't super deep, so they'll probably get the third, fourth seed. As far as the Western playoffs, I honestly think that's virtually impossible to predict at this point. Health is going to be such a major concern with LeBron, Steph, KD, all these guys. Health is going to be a major dictator. So I think they have the talent. They could win the West. They could get bounced out in the second seed. So third, fourth seed in the regular season, and then in the West, I'll just deal with that when it comes to it. See who's healthy and who's clicking. But I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not worried about the lack of point guard. I think the offense is going to be fine. I'd say health, defense, and bench are their main concerns.
Ron, how long do they keep this shit together? If they, let's just say if they go home in the first and second round again this year, do they blow it up after this season?
I mean, KD's going to be 36, dude. I mean, they can't keep it together long, even if they wanted to.
And that
I think it depends on if they trade.
He said, "How long do you think Kevin Durant will be in Phoenix if they don't go far this year?"
He has a 4-year contract.
Yes, he does. He got 3 more years left on his deal.
He's there to stay. But I think it also depends on what they do with DeAndre Ayton. Like if they rock throughout the year with him and then lose early, then I'm pretty sure they move off of him and try to get better that way. But I don't know what y'all think.
Hey, hold on, right quick though, Bob, because I want to hear from Mars and Damo on what they think that they'll do this year, and then we're definitely gonna get into Kevin Durant and how we feel about him
already
this
said
year.
Second round next.
Okay, and what about you, Mars?
52 wins. If I had to guess, I'd say conference finals. I think they can win, but like Pirate said, the West is so based on health. I mean, the Lakers have injury concerns, the Suns have injury concerns, the Warriors have injury concerns, the Clippers definitely have injury concerns. So half the conference is just dependent on health. Then obviously you got Denver, but dare I say Jamal Murray has injury concerns, MPJ has injury concerns. So even them. Sabonis played half a year with a broken hand. De'Aaron Fox got injured in the playoffs, so there's injury concerns there. I mean, the whole conference has injury concerns. So I don't know what's going to happen in the West, but I do think they'll probably win about 52 games. And if I had to guess, I'd say conference finals, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost earlier or if they got to the finals.
52 games, Miles. I think that's good enough for the 2 seed in the West, because I think Denver won 53 games last year.
Might be,
and that was the number 1 seed.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're a 2 seed. Wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
All right, so alluding to Ticket's question and Bob's question and that super chat, what are we expecting from Kevin Durant? And is this, for lack of better terms, his last
they getting their ass kicked? Wrong. Let's cut the bullshit. Hey, he got swept in the first round. He got swept in the first round with Brooklyn. He would have got his ass whooped last year if that weak knee nigga that Dookie praised Kawhi. If that nigga wouldn't have got hurt, he would have went home in the first round last year. And we probably would have even been talking about a whole different story this year. So, like I said, I'm gonna say it again, bro. Bro, this team is not proving shit, bro. They getting beat. They gonna get a bad matchup. They're not gonna win 52. They're going, okay, let's say they win 52 games, right? Let's say they win 52 games. I disagree with Chilton. I don't think that's gonna be second in the West this year. I think teams at the top of the West are gonna be a little bit better. I think the Lakers are gonna have around 55 wins, 54 wins. I think that Denver's gonna be around 54, 55 wins. I also think Sacramento is going to be around 54, 55 wins. And then the Golden State Warriors, I think, will be around 55, 54 wins, which will put the Phoenix Suns around the 4th or the 5th seed. I see the Warriors, the Lakers, the Kings, and the having a better record than those guys. So, like I said, they'll be the 4th or 5th seed. They'll get a deadly matchup in the first round against a team that's almost evenly or a little bit better than them. Them bums will go home in the first round, and KD will look like shit like he did last year. It'd be 1,000 excuses in here, Ron, and then everybody will come in here talking about trade DeAndre Ayton.
I'll say in terms of Kevin Durant, what I think he'll do, and this is his last dance.
This KD got to go, period. KD got to go. They lose this year, KD got
They just got him, though, chicken. Dad, I'm sorry, Damo.
I was just saying, with Kevin Durant, listen, as long as his body's good, he's going to hoop and he's going to ball. So I don't think this is his last dance. It's just really dependent on health. I don't think this is his last stop. I genuinely think if Kevin Durant doesn't like it here, he's gonna. I know he got a 4-year contract. Force his way out until he can't do it no more. I truly believe if Kevin Durant doesn't like this situation, he's like, all right, where I'm gonna go next? I'm gonna go somewhere to be comfortable playing basketball. Right. I don't think this is it. I don't think he retires the Phoenix Sun. So Kevin Durant definitely got a lot more in the tank.
Dumbo, by last dance, I'm not saying like last season. I'm saying like last opportunity.
I'm about to say last opportunity to win. No, I don't think this is it. No, I don't think this is it for him.
As the lead dog?
As long as Kevin Durant is healthy, Kevin Durant is always going to be potentially the best offensive player on whatever team he's on until literally he can't move. His
wasn't this year.
Hey, Damo, that's a goddamn lie. He can come up.
That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. Hold on. That's a goddamn lie. He was the best offensive player. He was the best offensive player and got his ass shut the hell down in that first round. He was supposed to be the best offensive player last year. He was healthy, got shut down again. Stop lying, nigga.
That's got nothing to do with what you said.
Thank you. And that's why I'm not acknowledging it, Mars. What would you say, Knox?
I was saying that in next year, if this doesn't work out in Phoenix, you know, he can come off the bench for Keegan Murray.
Yes. I already knew that's where you were going. Right. I knew that's where we're going. Yes, Ox. Yeah, he can come off the bench for Keegan Murray. He can find another team trying to succeed with, and he can honestly be like a 7-foot Jamal Crawford, just a spark plug, getting buckets off the bench for Keegan Murray. Yes.
For sure.
Dub.
Yo.
What are your predictions for Kevin Durant this year in terms of just individual play?
Like we woke up in class. Yo.
Dev, I'm multitasking.
Nigga, you ain't gotta acknowledge me, nigga. You gonna respect this shit though, and when he get his ass whooped, I don't want to hear no excuses.
My bad, I'm multitasking here.
Dub, you playing that damn video game?
No, I'm doing work actually.
Oh, okay. Check out Dub.
What's it called? Yeah, if he's healthy, top 3 player. Easy.
You do not believe he's top 3, Dub.
There's no way you believe that, Dub.
Top 3?
Dub, you don't. But Dub, you don't believe he's top 3. Like, let's be honest with yourself, Dub. You don't believe he's top 3.
Mars, let's be honest with himself. The only reason I call him top 5 is because he gets hurt,
which he's done over the last 3 years.
You said you have Giannis, Jokic, and Steph over him. Steph also gets hurt. So
yeah,
Dub,
but KD.
Just be honest with yourself.
No, KD for the last few years, it's like it's been a detriment to his team. So I get the same way I kind of dock Joel for that. I got to dock KD for that.
Fully healthy. You have him top 5, Dub. Just say because you don't have him top 3.
KD fully healthy.
Say it again, Dub. Say it again. And Dub, what did KD shoot in the playoffs? What did the great Dub? What did the great KD shoot in the playoffs against the Celtics, Dub? Didn't he shoot like 38, 9%, 40%, something like that?
40. It was around 40, yeah.
Respects his true shooting.
Well, what did he shoot last year in the playoffs, Dub? What did he shoot last year in the playoffs in the second round, Dub? What did he shoot in the second round last year?
43, 44.
Against the Denver Nuggets. Didn't he shoot low? Didn't he shoot like 40? Yeah. So this shit Don was talking is factually wrong. Stop lying, nigga. Talking about he the best offensive player when he out there. He wasn't, nigga. Now put some respect on what I said.
But
what?
The best offensive player out there was Devin Booker last year. Devin Booker was the best offensive player on that team last year, not KD. Talking about when KD's out there, he gonna be the best offensive. He wasn't. It was Devin Booker, and those are facts.
It's so funny. It's so funny about KD because literally last season, KD was going through a stretch where if you did call him top 3, it was perfectly fine because of the defense and the offense that he was giving you. And I just think KD is still capable of that. So that's all.
Hold on. How can you make that assessment based off what you say in the playoffs the last 2 years?
Continuity is important. That's why.
This team is that he on right now. They just basically flipped the rotation guys, and then they just brought in a completely. So they got 6 or 7 new guys. You want to talk about continuity?
They've got a season to get continuity.
Yeah, they'll make it work.
Assuming health.
I'm saying healthy. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean that's top 3 bare minimum for me.
So you think that? So you think that at bare minimum? So you think it's possible he could be the best player in the game?
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is a troll, and I'm on your train, Mars. I know when the troll train.
The funny thing is,
has left the station.
The funny thing is,
Dub for sure thinks KD healthy is probably better than Giannis. I know he thinks that.
No, that's a fact.
I don't know about Jokic. I don't know about Jokic, but Giannis
with the size is debating in my head. I gotta see if the defense really gets taken advantage of. But yeah, KD for sure. Yeah, he definitely has possibility. Watch,
is there anybody else up here that thinks KD's top 5?
They go on one good playoff run to win a chip.
Top
I promise
five,
you,
arguably.
this is not going to be crazy.
I could see him at 4 or 5. I don't think he's top 3, but I could see him at 4 or 5 if you're optimistic.
I think he's easily top 10. I think he's out of the top 5 conversations.
7.
Out of the conversation. Who do you have top 5? Like, who are just like?
I mean, going into next year, definitively Giannis, Jokic, Steph, Luka. And I would say, and you're going to hate me, SGA, baby. SGA is about to be a dog next season. That's my guy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. I'm not going to lie to you. But,
Dark horse.
That's fine. I
Dark
can't
horse.
Wait to be like Ox. Yo, I tried to tell y'all about SGA. Y'all tried
I'm
to
not going to lie.
me.
I don't know what it is. It seems like every player who I buy stock in, Domo just has more stock. Like, I was the SGA guy, and now he's here, SGA top 5. I was the Jalen Durant guy. And he's here saying best bid.
He's devaluing your currency, bro.
And he's taking credit for your stock, by the way. He ain't just buying into it. He's taking credit for it.
I'll never take credit. I'll never take credit for a stock. I just know when I like a player, I like a player. I support the guys I fuck with. Hey, if you don't support the guys you like that,
that's fair.
You really
Absolutely.
like them, you probably just fancy him. You don't really like him for real.
Right.
Durant 20 and 20 next year.
I feel the same way about Jason Tatum. I think he's top 5 player. So
yeah, man.
I don't know if JT's better than KD. I'm not gonna lie.
I just want everyone to understand something. I guarantee you, if the Phoenix Suns go on a postseason run where KD plays well, a lot of y'all are going to start switching up.
The conversation going to start back. See, here's the difference, though, Doug. The question about KD's game was never there. Right. So last year, before he got hurt, they was doing the same thing they was doing the year before. They was at the top of the East with him and Irv. Right. They was doing the same thing the year before.
Top 5, top 3, playing great.
Then he broke down. Right. He broke down. Then he got traded. So the year before that, same thing happened. They was rolling early. He broke down. Then they fizzled out in the playoffs. So what's the problem with Kevin Durant? The problem with Kevin Durant is that he can't hold up. And the reason why he can't hold up because he's getting older. He'll be 35 on opening night. So with what I've seen from this dude over the last 3 years, there's no reason for me to think that it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, so that's why he's 5 for me, and probably in the lower part of the 5.
I mean, people be falling into his knee. I don't know what he's really meant to do about that. It's not like he's going.
And I'm sure that that's happened in the past, and I don't mean to that extent.
It happened in 2017. I remember Zaza landed on his knee and he missed like 20 games. That was back when KD was.
He rolled his ankle on the.
That's what happens when you're tall and lanky.
The ankle rolling pregame, I can't explain that. But
I can explain it. He's getting old. That's what happens. You fall down when you walk.
But the people landing on his knee. I mean, that's like he's just a big guy. Like that's gonna happen. Like it happened when he was healthy in Golden State,
and he bounced back a lot quicker. Mars.
He missed like 20 games. He missed like 20. I remember he missed like 20 games. The Warriors went 17-4, and the talk was, do the Warriors need Kevin Durant? I vividly remember that. And then he came back for the playoffs. They went 16-1, and everyone just went quiet.
It's what
the same injury that he's been going through. Like it's
right. And then the year before that, when he had the hamstring injury, he missed half the season.
It's similar to what Chill.
The year before when they played against Milwaukee, he missed half the season.
Okay.
That was
the year he came back from the Achilles and he played 35 games.
Okay,
that's a lot of. There was a lot of load management in that as well. He did get
real quick.
But there was a lot.
I just gotta address something. Because I feel like Chilltown niggas like to be stupid. Someone said in the chat, I hate players that gave LeBron a finals loss. Stephen Curry was the third name I said in my top 5. Stephen Curry is my GOAT point guard. Stephen Curry is 6 on my all-time basketball list. What are you talking? Like, what is niggas talking about? Get the dick out your mouth, bro. This is
like
crazy.
I said, man.
Damn, that shit's
I
weird.
I think it's
Always good advice. Always good advice.
Hey, and the only reason Kevin Durant has a finals win against LeBron is because of fucking Steph Curry, dickhead. So what are we talking about? Like,
He wouldn't be there without Steph Curry.
What are we talking?
He would have never been there without Steph
Kevin
Curry.
Durant didn't win a ring before Steph nor after Steph. Steph won a ring before
He
KD.
would have never gotten there without Steph Curry. Never. So
he got them.
Pirate.
I mean, Kawhi plays 25 games.
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up, Mars, because in 2012 there wasn't a gatekeeper. There was a gatekeeper in 2016. In order to get to him, you got to get past us, and he couldn't get past them. So no Steph Curry, no KD back to the finals.
That's
right. If they built OKC properly, I think they could have gave Golden State a run for them.
They did give Golden State a run for their money. They lost in Game 7 in the Western Conference Championship.
Yeah,
that's a run for your money.
And I think
that is a run for your money, actually.
I'm saying long term, I think that would have been a serious rivalry in the West. I think OKC could have got.
It would have been fun.
Well,
that would have been fun.
Here's the problem with that logic, Mars. KD looking at them like, we can't win with this unit. And why we can't win with this unit? Because that dude right there, he is the difference. We can't get past them, man. So I'm going to get on his crew.
It's because the team couldn't shoot. That's why.
Not because like the coaching too.
It's not because they have Steph Curry, we don't have Steph Curry, we're cooked. It was Golden State played better basketball. They moved the ball better. He liked that. They didn't just rely on a bunch of athletes like he said OKC did. They had skilled players, which is something he liked, and they ran a better system. That's why. Not just because they got Steph. I'm scared. Oh no, he's my.
He's got a lot to do with it.
I don't think so.
Pirate, where do you have KD ranked going into this year? Do you think he could play like a top 5 player this year?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When he's on the court, I feel like he'll be playing like a top 5, top 3 player. I think he's adapted tremendously well. He's adapted tremendously well to the Achilles. He's obviously lost some athleticism. I think he's made up for it. He's probably the best shooter he's ever been at this point. His skill is still there. At the same time, he is 35, going to be going on 36. He's only played like 40, 50 games a year for quite a while now. He is tall and skinny and lanky.
I think he's going on 35 this season. I think it's the other way around, Pirate. I think he's going on 35 this season.
He's about to be 35. Like by the time this playoffs, I always think in terms of how old people are going to be in the right. So once the playoffs get here, he'll be going on 36.
Yeah, he turns 36 next September, so he'll be 36 going into the 24-25 season.
Right. So this season,
right? He'll end the season
during this playoffs.
He'll end the season at an old 35.
An old 35. He'll be an old 35 by the time the playoffs come.
A lot of miles on him. A lot.
So yeah, I mean, what do you say? You know, you hope he stays healthy. I imagine that on this team with these scores, you know, his scoring total probably going to go down. Still be extremely efficient and play extremely well as long as he's on the court, and hopefully some guard doesn't run into his knee and take his ankle out. And you know, I mean, KD is a fantastic player, and I think you know, basketball fans will do better to have a healthy KD by the time the playoffs come around. The odds of that happening at this point, I'd say in the 50-50 range. I really don't know, but I hope so. Let's go, KD. Stay healthy.
In light of two people up here saying that KD's top 5, I just want to play this clip from the legend of winning. I want to hear what you guys feel about this.
I just don't get it. That man, KD, can go out there, shoot 22% from 3. He can get locked up by Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown. For whatever reason, he's still top 5. He's the benefit of the doubt every single year. You're expecting AD to be the best defender and a 25-point per game score in the postseason. KD can go out there and just do whatever he want to do offensively. Drop shooting wise, put no rim pressure, be a slouch defensively, give you no playmaking, just post up players and can't hit shots. And for whatever reason, that's fine. He can be top 5. But my expectation of Luka Doncic has got to be, he got to be one of the best offensive players and elite level defender. Kevin Durant ain't never asked to do that. The way y'all talk about KD sometimes is boring. KD can go out there, shoot 22% from 3. He can get locked up.
Lowe really
KD
hates great players.
Yeah, that right there, it's so funny. It's so funny because Lowe literally early on this season was one of the guys glazing and praising KD, actually putting in the context of the Boston Celtics on why he was struggling. But then the postseason comes around, he forgets about continuity, he forgets about all of that. He just like, you know what? Let me just crap on
KD cooked him for us. We don't need to cook him.
He did. It's weird. It's weird that Lowe does that with KD. And Mark, I remember vividly. And chill, I was actually when I talked about guys praising KD, Lowe was one of those people. You remember having debates about, bro, he was on this man's jock strap, and now because
I do remember that now, Dub, when he was talking about KD being the best mid-range scorer.
My God,
he was damn near saying all time, right?
Oh my, yes,
he was. We were talking about because KD was shooting like 60% from mid-range.
Ran down the numbers.
Yep.
And then after we played 8 games with a team and playing in the postseason where he couldn't play that great with everyone around him getting hurt. Oh, nah, y'all don't hold him to the same standard, man. You know, he's not top 5. He not this. He not. It don't make sense, man. It just don't make sense.
Duh, but you were right though. It's just the basketball world. It's what have you done for me lately? If Kevin Durant would have beat the Nuggets last year, and they could even went to the Western Conference Finals, it would be a whole different narrative about Kevin Durant right now.
For sure.
And again, I mean, KD does have that asterisk of any 35-year-old player. Even, I love Steph Curry, but going into this season, he's got an asterisk. I mean, once you start getting up in age, you just have to acknowledge that fact that you can be a great player, and you're close to the end, and hopefully you don't get hurt.
The Low minions are alive in this chat. I can see. Your savior is not as good as you think. Just understand that. No, Mars, remember that text message he said?
I need to know the context of that conversation because
go. So we was talking about Draymond.
I'm about to disclose private text message.
Now I will talk about it. I'll tell you what it was. Just go watch Dub's World.
I don't think it's a private conversation. Lowe said Dub cooked him. That's it. And I want to see the conversation because Lowe got cooked by Dub. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Share the screenshots, Dub.
No. I'm not.
Okay, that's a bit crazy.
That's crazy. I'll never do that.
Just take my word for it.
I'll never do that.
Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm not.
I'll drop the link for the YouTube for you guys to watch though.
All right, y'all. The last thing I do want to get into with the Phoenix Suns is I want you guys to rank them in terms of trios. Now I know it's not yet, but we can hypothetically talk about them. Where do you guys?
Are you fucking kidding?
Wait, all time or in the league right now? All time. They ain't even played a game.
They haven't even played together.
I know they haven't played a game.
They're not ranked.
They don't crack the top 100.
Do you think they don't make the top 100?
No. They haven't played a second.
I understand that. I'm saying projecting. What do you believe that they could be?
You didn't have a problem doing this with the Min Thompson.
Yeah, but that's because that's Magic Johnson. You can see that's Magic Johnson. I don't know. When are we talking about the Southwest Division, man?
Southwest.
Yeah, that's all next week. That's next week.
Next week? Nice. Real propaganda.
Southwest Division next week. Y'all heard it here first. We talk about them.
There we go. Okay.
All right. We don't got to do all time. Top big three in the league right now. What do you guys think?
From a talent perspective, or how well I think they're going to fit?
In terms of best big threes.
Second.
And who do you have
big three's better?
Second?
Who has a better big three?
Jalen
oh my
Green.
God!
Yeah,
I'm
the
Southwest Division has started early, just like the Sacramento Kings and Golden State Warriors episode started early. I heard that from you, Pirate.
Now, realistically, I think they have the most talented big three.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're probably number one in terms of big threes. They're definitely number one. I'm not even probably. They're definitely number one
from a talent perspective. Yeah.
Let's do all time. Blaze some of the top three. Top trios.
Then all time, I mean,
all time they're like 150.
They still might be the best big three ever.
Ever? You never know. I mean, we have no proof either way.
Are they better than KD, Harden?
Dumbo, you're Kidding.
Katie
right?
Harden. Disgusting.
Where does this trio
In terms
rank
of
among
talent,
Kevin Durant
They might be
trios?
top 5 all time.
So you got
I like
KD,
that one,
Harden, and
Mars.
KD,
Kevin
Harden,
Durant
Westbrook,
trios. Where do they rank?
KD, Steph, Clay, KD, Harden, Kyrie, KD, Booker, Bill. Where does this one rank among
No,
those?
So
KD,
KD,
Westbrook,
Steph, and
Ibaka.
so
Bro, I take
KD's
KD, Clay, Draymond.
so KD, Steph, and
I
Clay
mean,
are
yeah,
better.
you okay.
KD, Steph, and Clay are better.
See,
From a talent standpoint, right? And I think you dudes are just talking about dudes that could just put the ball in the basket. I'm thinking about overall.
No, I'm not
they
thinking
better than
that.
I don't think they better than Jordan, Pippen, and Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
From a fit standpoint. Let's see.
Oh, fit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking from a fit standpoint. So
Talent standpoint.
Understandable.
From a talent
Mars,
standpoint.
you don't believe that? You believe
let's
that?
see. I don't
Give me
think they was
Bradley
better
Beal's
than
talent
KD.
over everyone on that Bulls
Over
team.
MJ, Scotty,
Yeah,
They weren't
and
better.
Rodman?
They weren't better than Mikhail, Parrish, and Bird.
Bro, they're not better than anybody. I mean,
in a 3-on-3 tournament, KD, Booker, and Bill mop the floor with those guys.
they're not better than Artis Gilmore, Dan Issel, and Louis Dampier.
They weren't better than Magic, Jabal, and James Worthy. Let's see.
Magic, Cream, Worthy.
I'm about to hear Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt at some point.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Because when it's not a coincidence, Mars, the year that Elgin Baylor retired, they won the NBA championship. That's not
Yeah, but Wes Goodrich and Wilt.
Is that what we're saying? You're saying Elgin Baylor was empty stats?
Wes Goodrich and Wilt.
Russell Jones and Havlicek.
Yeah. Russell, Sam, Havlicek. Dr. J, Bobby Jones, and Maurice Cheeks.
Are you guys talking about
Dr. J, Moses Malone, and
No, not Moses. Bobby and Cheeks. Bobby and Cheeks.
I wanted to show some love to Andre Drummond, but if you don't want to, that's fine. I have no problem. LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
Cowens, Havlicek, and JoJo White.
Are you talking about this trio right now that they have?
Yes, this trio that they have right now.
Reggie Miller, Trump.
I'm not too big. I'm not too big on this trio. I got
Mel Daniels, Roger Brown, and Freddie Lewis.
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
In nome di Patria et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
I think we've given enough trios to say that Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker don't make it.
They don't make it. They don't make any meaningful list.
No, they do not. They don't.
Let alone they have yet to play together.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to judge.
All right, fellas. Super chats. Angie Carr said, dropping a Laker and Cowboy episode the same day is nasty.
That is nasty.
Two of the worst fan bases in sports history. Two of the worst, 100%. Cowboys are the worst. There's no fan base worse than the Cowboys. None.
And you didn't even get a real Laker fan. Like, I know real Laker.
Right.
You have light out.
Get Tone in here. Get Flo in here.
Yeah, that was crazy. He said he's not even a Laker fan.
I'm telling you right now. Right? No, and
that is perfect.
I told you, dog. Cowboy fans are as bad as Laker fans are. Cowboy fans are the worst. It's not even a question. They are garbage.
Facts.
Every year we win in the bowl game. Every year.
I'm not saying Cowboy fans, they move with the privilege of Laker fans, but they ain't won since the 90s. This is kind of crazy.
Every year we winning it. Yo, you know we winning the Super Bowl next year. Yo, you know we're going to the Super Bowl next year. Like just what happened with I'm a 49er fan, and we beat them in the playoffs. Not 48 hours later. Next year we're going to the Super Bowl. We getting the 49ers. Give me a break with you dudes, yo. Last time these dudes was in the NFC Championship, I was a senior in college.
And you had a
my God.
Yes. That was the last time they were the
1912?
That was the last time they was in the NFC Championship. I was a senior in college.
It was the 80s.
Yes.
I'm a
90s.
The last time that they were in the Super Bowl, I was a senior in college. That was the last time.
Damo, your Lakers.
If you let the Cowboy fans tell it, they are the class of the NFL.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
The class. What I want you to imagine,
Even though the NFL existed that long.
Imagine. So who in the Premier League? Not When has Liverpool won it?
They won it a few years ago.
Okay, so
the team that hasn't won in a while and their fans are deluded is Arsenal, but that's my team. So
so imagine Arsenal winning. So imagine Arsenal winning it right in 1996, Mars, and then they haven't won it since 1996. Every year, y'all saying we winning it next year, and we're the best team in the league. Every year, you saying
that's what our fans do. Yep, that's very accurate.
Unreal.
Liverpool clears, but moving along though, in terms of the Cowboys and the Lakers, Chill, aren't you guys talking about something like that on Chill with Chill after this?
Mm-hmm. Fandom. Me and Big Ox will discuss fandom today. We will discuss the delusional fans and why they are delusional, what drives their delusion, what makes them nuts.
Start off with Cowboys fans, please.
We will be doing it. We will be doing the top.
On the top down.
We've been doing a lot of top 10s. We'll be doing a top 10 list on Chill's most delusional fan bases. Top 10 most delusional fan bases.
I expect to hear the word glazable at least 4 times, please.
Not for me. Not for me.
Glazable. I'm still fuzzy, Mars, on what exactly glazing means, so I don't know if you're gonna hear that. I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know. I'm still a little fuzzy on what exactly.
Do you know the term meat rider means?
No, I don't. And the reason why I don't is because that's some shit that high school kids do. I'm a grown up. I don't know nothing about meat riding.
So do you know co-signing, right?
I do know what co-signing means. Yes.
So co-signing is more of like, think of co-signing, but more of a what's that word?
We enhancing co-signing?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm doing?
It's like more of a fanboarding type of way, right? I could be like, yeah, I'm co-signing for Mars real quick. But glazing is like, I'm co-signing for Mars, but I'm being too extra with it. You feel me?
So you compounding the co-signing.
I'm compound with some fanboy inside.
Right.
You feel me? So that's what glazing is. I'm co-signing you, but I'm being OD with it, right? Yeah.
And also, if you haven't seen the Cowboys show from yesterday, go check that out. If you didn't see the Lakers show from yesterday, go check that out. And if you didn't see Fluent's top 10s from yesterday, go check that out. Also, after this stream, we got another new show that we just dropped on Monday. It will be on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's called The Press Box. Guys, go check that out. New football show. Great cast, great personalities, great people that you might want to see. New faces. I think you guys will like them. Keeping it pushing. Quay White said, when has 1.1 blocks ever been good for a center?
I don't know why blocks is the measuring stick for good defense.
Yeah, it really isn't.
One block means that you
trust me. I
one shot away from going in.
Nikola Vucevic averaged a season with 1.1 blocks, and he's never been considered anything above trash defensively. So I don't know why we're using that. That was crazy at the time when I heard it, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want.
I watched the game with Hassan Whiteside. He went 20-20, and he had 2 blocks, and it was the emptiest 2 blocks 20-20 game that I had ever seen.
I remember because Hassan Whiteside, it might have been like 2016, where everyone was praising Hassan Whiteside as like a top 5 big. I was having to have arguments about how Hassan Whiteside is one of the least impactful bigs I've ever seen in my life. Him and Andre Drummond, neck and neck.
Hey man, leave my guy Whiteside alone. Only thing he cared about was getting his 2K rating up, bro. That's all he cared about.
Wait.
And it worked. He was like 87 one year.
Wait, Mars, was 2016 the year and a half when he went on the tear, or is that the year after?
There was 1 year where he was putting up crazy numbers. Then he got given a contract and it disappeared.
Okay, it was 2016. They paid him over Dwayne Wade. Yeah, it was 2016.
That was the year. Now was
like 100 mil.
Yep. Yeah, they paid him over Dwayne Wade. And like I said, he had a 20-20 game, and I've never seen an emptier game than I saw that. I was actually there, and I'm watching this dude rebound, and I'm like, he is doing nothing, and it looked like it should look more than what it looks like. He ain't giving us nothing. He's just standing around, and like the ball, he had a rebound Mars where the ball hit the rim and dropped right in front of him. It basically fell on the floor right in front of him, and it was a rebound for him. I'm like, is this dude going to do anything tonight?
Fuck him.
Him and Andre Drummond, I'm telling you, just doing nothing, putting up numbers, and people praising
him. Bro, I had
you better stop bringing up Drummond, bro. Stop bringing up Drummond. He's a Hall of Famer.
He was supposed to be Hall of Famer, bro. He was supposed to be so much better, bro. He was supposed to be so much better, but he wanted to sit here and be lazy out here. Fuck.
Yeah, he ain't have a motor at all. If he couldn't block the shot, he weren't even gonna contest it. That was the thing that would throw me off. If he couldn't block it, he wouldn't even put his hands up. It's like I'm either blocking it or I'm just not contesting the other wide open there. That is like you're not playing defense like that. But that's why I don't care about blocks because
Piece of
watch the
shit.
games, guys. Watch the games with your eyes. It's very helpful.
All right, y'all. MP13 said, "Is there something else with the name Marcus Smart on Boston? Is there someone else with the name Marcus Smart on Boston? It can't be the same guy who tries to be the hero and chuck up ill-timed threes in the fourth."
Yeah, I don't think Marcus Smart is a tempo setter for Boston.
Yeah, no, and once again, I think in the history of the NBA, there are a lot more teams that have won championships with combo guardish type backcourts than a
Tradition,
pure point guard.
right? And even
it's very common. It's extremely common.
And again, I don't need Chris Paul. I don't need Mike Conley. I mean, I don't need Chris Paul. I don't need John Stockton. But if we could get somebody that could just keep us under control, and I'm not sure, I haven't seen Devin Booker do it.
You'll see it
on a consistent basis.
You'll see it.
Paulo C Media said, "Ticket. With all due respect, will you give the Suns credit if they win it all? Because your logic, any matchup the Suns face, the Suns are the underdog."
Nah, they got a super team. Nah.
Winter.
Yeah, they're ducking the grind, man. They're ducking the grind.
KD in particular.
Exactly. That's why he's 27 full time.
Do you remember that, Mars? Damn, Ron, I'm sorry.
Didn't he say he moved up or he moved down? It was.
I think he moved down. I think he
moved down. Wow. Moving down. Remember, 35 years old.
Jokic has jumped up to like 12 now. So Jokic has jumped Kevin Durant. So I think he has.
Right.
What a difference a year will make.
Difference a day, man.
24
Winter
little hours.
Came through with the super chat. So do you think Kevin Durant will pull a Uno reverse and go back to the Warriors, or will he go to one of the last 4 teams in the playoffs?
We don't want him.
I think he's going to stay on Phoenix and win 2 championships and then be a top 10 player of all time.
That's going to be the conversation. Even if Devin Booker is the Finals MVP, that's still going to be the conversation.
KD wins. If KD wins 1 and he's the Finals MVP, he's back over Steph Curry for like 90% of people.
Yeah, not me. I mean, they're both great.
Me neither.
They're just great players.
It just depends on what Steph does in those 2 seasons too.
I think him winning. I think what he did. I think Steph has already solidified his legacy.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I'm saying
KD. Don't get me wrong, Big Ox. I think that you can stick around too long, right? I think you can stick around too long, and a guy can pass you. It's like if you running in a race, well, now I'm too old, but I'm still running in this race, and the guy ends up beating you. But with what KD is doing and what Steph Curry is doing, I'm having a difficult time. Even right now, I don't put Kevin Durant ahead of Steph Curry, and I didn't in 2015. I didn't in 2016. I did not, and I don't today.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as
Steph way more. KD needed Steph way more than Steph needed him.
Well,
I don't know. I could beg. No, let me not do that because I don't believe that.
Bob, so. we won with Harrison Barnes, Andrew Wiggins, and
what I'm saying is like the fact that Steph won first. Steph won, and then
the Warriors.
Bron was there. Well, the Warriors won, but just we're talking about Steph and KD. Steph had one, so it's kind of like now Steph is a champion. Now he's talked about as a champion. He has to win more. KD had never won. But without KD, they don't beat Bron those years. So when KD comes, Steph needed KD to be there to solidify him as the champion that he because he's already being talked about as champions. Now, if he only wins that one and goes on and doesn't win anymore in those, is he getting spanked by Bron? We're not talking about Steph the same way. So with KD coming over there, yeah, it put KD on the map, but it'll also preserve Steph Curry's legacy as well.
Still. Which is true. 2 things can be right, and it also enhanced KD's legacy because again, I can't say this enough. As much as KD was trying to get to the mountaintop, he had to get through the gatekeeper. And he wasn't going to get through the gatekeeper. That's why he jumped on that crew.
Keeping it pushing, y'all. Mike with the super chat said, "Is it possible to differentiate basketball IQs among the highest in the NBA? If so, then give me your top 5 in order."
Well, it's clear to differentiate. I mean, would you say that Russell Westbrook has the same basketball IQ as Chris Paul?
Right.
I mean, so
but then how do you differentiate between Chris Paul and LeBron James?
It's difficult.
Once you get to that level, that's
right.
Because like, you can tell a dumb basketball player and a smart one. Anyone can tell Jordan Poole, Chris Paul. Okay, we can see. There's a
right.
But then when you got Chris Paul, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic,
right. Who's smarter?
That's why they call these things intangibles.
Right. Yeah, that's why it's intangible. You can't measure.
They are intangible.
There's no physical way to measure it accurately. It will just be a lot of I think this, I think that. One thing I will say about basketball IQ, I think people underestimate that basketball IQ is a lot more than just playmaking ability and making the right decisions.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Guys like Dennis Rodman, basketball IQ through the roof. He wasn't getting assists. Guys like Kobe Bryant, basketball IQ through the roof. Michael Jordan. Anyone who can really play in the triangle system and get it down, that's high basketball IQ right there. So
Andre Iguodala put up virtually no stats at all, and he was probably the smartest guy as far as IQ
stuff. A lot of great defenders have, it's more than just playmaking and passing.
Didn't Jason Kidd, when he was a coach, he stepped on the floor and made dude run into him, so he could get a technical foul where they could get the ball back? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that he was doing as a player, right? In terms of a basketball IQ. So when you're talking about a guy like LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Joker, well, do they all make dumb plays from time to time? But more than likely, they are the smarter basketball players because they're going to make the right play.
Right.
And they're going to make the right play with the basketball. So now when you're talking about what do they do, how do they affect the game in other ways, like Pirate was talking about with intangibles. Because I'm not talking about, Russell Westbrook shooting the ball off the top of the backboard or throwing the ball in the second or third row. I mean, there's a clear gap between him and those guys. I'm talking about the guys who, like you just mentioned, how do we differentiate when they do the other stuff without the basketball? How do I affect my team? Motivating my group, motivating my guys, talking to my guys and switching on defense, helping on defense, telling guys what plays to run, things like that. I think that's where the separator comes in.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, and I think sometimes we conflate IQ with instincts. I think instincts might be a better word to describe some of these guys, where it's boils down to more of a ingrained muscle memory, just ability to react just that split second faster than everyone else on the. Even if you're less athletic than the guy you're playing across from, some guys just. They feel the game on a higher level, like Moses Malone with his rebounding, or Larry Bird. These guys just always kind of put themselves. Dennis Rodman with his rebounding. I mean, that's not really IQ. That's just kind of like your muscle memory manifesting itself in a primal, instinctive way.
I gotta disagree with that though, Pirate. I think
with what part?
Just the rebounding part. I think a lot of IQ comes with that. When you see, I'm saying, because you got to know when it's going to be a long rebound, when it's going to be a short rebound. You got to be able to.
Sure.
Obviously, you have to have good instincts and good reflexes and whatnot. But when you see a shot and you can see, that's going to be long, so I'm leaving. Let them box me out because it's going to come long anyway. You know what I'm saying? Or when it's going to be short, or when you got to tip it, or you tip it to your teammate instead of securing the board for yourself. I think there's IQ involved in that.
Yeah, partly, and I think they do blend, and they're intangible, so we can't really quantify either one. But it's the difference between like the premeditated knowledge of the game, and then the split second in the moment instinctive reactions, and those things blend, and then we kind of lump it into high IQ players.
Right.
I think Draymond is a little bit different, Mars, because as smart as he is as a basketball player, he could be a detriment too. Like Dennis, like very very similar to Dennis. Where he'll do something where he can end up costing his team a game, getting thrown out of a game, getting a technical
very
foul.
Low IQ situations,
right? Like dumb stuff like that, where he'll end up getting into something. But then he'll also do things where he can get into a guy's head who's crucial in that other crew and take that guy completely out of the game and throw a monkey wrench in everything that they're doing. So Draymond and Dennis, as high a basketball IQ as they do have, they also kind of even it out with the goofy stuff that they do too.
I agree.
Drink More Water said Bud was defense first. That's why Wood didn't play.
Oh, when he was on the Bucks. Yeah, I forgot he was on the Bucks. And then he went to the Pelicans.
He was in Detroit too.
I remember that. I remember he went to the Pels when AD got shut down. He was doing okay. Then he ended up with Houston. Not very good. Then
it was a terrible situation.
Then it's Dallas, right? Houston to Dallas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not very good either.
Bug with the super chat said, if Braun plays more for, I see a lot of DMPs for Wood.
I see Thomas Bryant situation. That's what I see. I see Thomas Bryant. If AD goes down, Christian Wood will come in. He'll be putting up 20 and 10. He'll have some big games. People will think, wow, Christian Wood is really good. Then when he's flipped at the deadline and then doesn't play in the playoffs for the team he goes to, people are like, oh my God, why is he not playing? It's like the defense on a championship winning team. It's important. When you're not the star guy and you only bring offense, especially as a scorer, that's all you do, you're not going to get much playing time on these contending teams. That's just life. And that's why I say basketball players and NBA players aren't the same thing. Christian Wood's a great basketball player, but in the NBA where you have to play a role, he's just not suited for the roles that he's going to be given. And that's why he's not commanding these $20 million deals, because no one needs a 20-point per game scorer as a big who needs touches, who can't play a lick of defense. No one
him being a headache is also an issue too.
Especially when he thinks he's better than he is, which is another problem. Yeah.
Brax said they don't know about that Parks bus offense.
If you watched Open Gym, you watched Open Gym, man. You watched Open
I
Gym,
missed it. Sorry.
If you know, you know.
Heard about it.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Mars.
It's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's better you don't know. But if you know, you know.
Calvin Bruton Games said Ticket definitely has energy like The Rock.
I don't watch WWE, so I don't know what The Rock was doing in his wrestling days.
It's a golden era, Mars. You should go check it out sometime.
I'm good. I like watching like sports, not big sports.
Got you. Okay. I'll move on from that then. Styles Black with a couple super chats back to back. He said, I'm a Suns fan. I don't give a damn who he's smashing. He also said if DA wants a bigger role, he needs better hands.
I agree with that to some degree.
Reggie Red says start bench cut. Rudy Gobert, Hakeem Thabit.
Hakeem Thabit is crazy. Now he's Hakeem.
Troll alert. Woo!
Cherokee Parks is bad.
He played a lot of years in the league too, though.
He did.
He
Surprisingly.
played a lot of years.
Yeah.
He played a lot of years in the league. He wasn't, extra special, but he did play a lot of years in the league. He played something like 10, 11 years in the league.
He must have been a good teammate.
Yep.
I only remember him playing next to Kevin Garnett. That's all I remember. He was in Minnesota.
He played for a few.
That's all I remember from Cherokee Park. So.
Eli the Misfit says Sabonis 28 and 13 uploading.
Better than his dad.
28 13
Linden.
Sabonis.
You don't think you don't like that?
28 and 13 from Sabonis.
You'll see a nice 19. You'll see a nice 19 and 12.
If he's 28 and 13, and according to Ox, the Sacramento Kings, they not the third seed this year. They're going up. So if they're the second seed and he's 28 and 13, we talking about Sabonis as the league MVP.
If Sabonis wins an MVP, I'll start watching the NBA.
Yo, stop.
Yep, I'll just watch the British Basketball League.
See, nobody want to see us do good, Ron.
Miles, did I ever tell you that I signed a contract to play with the Manchester Giants in the British Basketball League?
You did not tell me that.
I
Did you play, or you was actually with them?
Because the team folded. Yeah.
Oh, Manchester Giants, man.
The team folded. Yeah, I was on my way over there, but the team folded.
Damn. Oh, Manchester.
Yeah.
Lyndon Ahigi said Dub had KD number 1, if not for injuries. Cop out.
Stand on it.
He also said, so you could say Jokic number 1 by default because of health.
He is the most reliable, like, of all the top guys. He is the most reliable. I think I've said that before. Like, if you value health, I think Jokic has to be the best player in the world.
Well, we're not just going to say by health, but because, he is doing work in addition to being healthy. It's not like he's healthy and he's like 14-7.
Yeah, but if you think it's close between Jokic and Giannis, for example,
right?
Jokic just being healthier consistently should be why if you value health, should be why you think he's the best in the world. Because if you think, Giannis better defensively, blah, 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 but Giannis having postseason injuries 3 of the last 4 years,
right?
Probably should say Jokic is probably better because you can rely on him to be there more consistently.
All right, y'all. We got one more super chat to end the show. Drink More Water said, more playoff shortcomings, Giannis or KD?
I think this is a watershed year for Giannis because again, we talking about Giannis being at the top of the food chain. So for them to win the NBA championship in 21, for him to come back in 22 and perform like he did in the playoffs, and then last year for him to do what he did. If this year I don't get an improvement, and I don't necessarily just mean Mars from a shooting standpoint, I'm talking about an overall improvement. If I don't get an overall improvement from him, I gotta start having a different conversation of where I have him now at the top of the league, because I still had him going into the season last year. I thought he was the best player on the planet. I thought he was the best player, but then how he performed during the season, and then what happened in the playoffs, how they fizzled, and then the year before that, even though Middleton was hurt, how he shot free throws, how he was ineffective in certain areas. Don't get me wrong, he did help his team, in a lot of ways. But when you're talking about the best player on the planet, winning matters, and the best player on the planet, they don't come up short consecutively in the playoffs. That doesn't happen.
I think by just quantity, I think Kevin Durant's been around longer, so I think he probably has more. He has more shortcomings. But if you did a ratio of good versus bad, I think Giannis's ratio is worse. I think he's had more bad series compared to good ones compared to KD. I think KD's
before 21,
good, more consistent.
Before 21, Mars, he had the Eastern Conference Championship or that playoff run in 19. I mean, where would you rate that?
That's a shortcoming for sure.
Right. And in 20, he got hurt in the playoffs, in the bubble.
Shortcoming. Yeah.
And then he did what he did in 21. And then in 22, we saw what happened when they played when they played in that playoff series. And then last year,
22 is because I think he played well, but
I don't think he was terrible.
But they still played off his weaknesses. And in Game 7, I'm not gonna say he folded. I think he just had a bad game at a bad time in Game 7. So I wouldn't call it a shortcoming. I'd call it he played well, but I think if it was KD, they would have called it a shortcoming. And then 23, he got hurt again. So I think as a ratio, since Giannis has been an MVP caliber player, I think he's 2 and 3. So 19 bads, 20 bads, 23 bads, and then 21 and 22 I'll give him. So I think he's 2 and 3. KD's been better for longer. You got like 2011 to now. I think he's been bad in maybe 13 against Memphis, 2016, 2022, and then I guess 2023 would be 4 years. But I think he's been good all the other years that he was in the playoffs. So that would be like 5 and 4, something like that. So I think as a ratio, Giannis is, I guess.
My bad, y'all. I got a call from LeBron, man. Hey, chill, man. You heard about your boy?
Lying ticket. I'm good.
I ain't lying. Remember all y'all was talking that shit, jumping me a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about the players going to Saudi Arabia. Guess where LeBron James is right now?
Saudi Arabia
in Los Angeles, ticket working on his game.
He's in Saudi Arabia working on his game right now. In fact, not only that, LeBron said he would have jumped if they would have paid him that money. and now they're saying he's over there potentially working on a deal that could see him potentially go over there and play for a year. I told your ass, man, y'all don't want to listen to me. Look the shit up, and I'm not capping. You can look it up on TMZ.
He is in Saudi Arabia right now. I don't know about all the other stuff.
Nigga. I'm keeping it 100, nigga. Right, hey, Ron, tell niggas I said put some respect on my name, bro. All them niggas going against me, Bob. All them niggas. Yeah, I remember. I came for revenge.
I broke this news in the super chat last night, bro. You late as fuck.
Right? No, I ain't late. I'm just saying though. But I'm saying, can I get my flowers though, my nigga? Can I get my flowers?
You talking about looking
my flowers?
You talking about looking
Can
up
I get my flowers, bro?
Look it up on TMZ.
I was going against me. Can I get my flowers? I am TMZ ticket. Can I get my flowers, baby? I'm just saying, can I get my flowers? Because y'all told me this couldn't happen. And I told y'all when them niggas smell money, they gonna jump.
Hey, that's crazy though. If he really does go play over there, that's
so Mars, put some respect on my name.
The one that'll like the whole trip.
Hey, if LeBron goes to Saudi Arabia, he's my goat. I don't know what I'm saying.
Hey, Mars, they got to put some. Hey, Mars, they got to put all time respect on my name, bro. We gonna go beyond the tag team champions of the world. I'm right about this one for real.
I guess.
Hey, no, that's wild. If you really do
I told Chill was like, man, come on, man. What you think? I said, chill. Boy, these boys smell money, man. Anytime you can get to that bag, man, that's the first thing you try to forget the NBA. They try and get that bread.
Hey, so what ticket? So basically they signed Christian Wood to replace Bron because he about to go over there.
Hey, would you?
No, Cam Reddish is the new LeBron replacement. They've been prepared.
No, I already said it last time when we talked about it. If it was me, I'd be gone. I'd be over there.
Gone. Ron, but they trying to all go. Ron, remember that stream, Ron? They all. Where's the fake Beanie Siegel at? All them clowns trying to go against me, trying to tell me, "Hey, no, Ticket, you delusional, man. You're crazy, man."
Including your tag team partner too, Ticket. Just so you know.
Hey, yeah, that is true. That is true. Chill. That is true.
Don't leave that out.
But chill. I'm gonna tell you, if your boy does it, he'll be everybody else will start to. All them other stars will start to do it. Chill. If he starts that line, like after this season's over with, and he goes over there. A lot of other guys will do it if they got that bag, Chill. I promise you that.
I mean, it's not a hard to be over there right now. In a lot of
I didn't know they had a basketball league in Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you. When I think about Saudi Arabia, I think about like genies and shit like that. I mean, I didn't know they play basketball in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, they got money over there. Too.
Everywhere.
Yeah, they got money.
And even if they don't play basketball over there, it ain't hard to put together all the money they got. It's not hard to build a big ass gym and make a nice court. And import some players.
I just want everybody to remember they said I was capping and I was in here cooking on facts. Now, if we see Chilltown boy in Saudi in a Saudi uniform playing basketball, chill, boy. How you gonna cover that, Chill? How we gonna cover that?
If he wins the Saudi League championship, does that count? Is he now 5-6?
The whole thing. Hey, that might be a plan. That might be the way to say he's a go, Chill. Go to Saudi and win 2 more, 3 more tips. And then he can say he got more than Mike. If he do that, he might be the go. Hey, he might be the GOAT. Hey, Chilltown. I'm gonna tell you something, Chill. If he goes and starts a whole new revolution, like for example, if he goes over there and then superstars say, "Hey man, they paying us that money to go over there and play for a year," and they start doing it, and LeBron like pioneers that takes him in a different stratosphere because nobody would have ever thought about
if it go well. I ain't saying that it's gonna happen, but if it went well, there'd be some people.
Don't tell me LeBron's about to build a Saudi super team.
It would be some guys in the future that be like, should I take a look at this? The
first person is J.R. Smith. J.R. about to come.
Oh yeah, he gonna pull up all the old timers for sure.
So what will LeBron's Saudi super team look like? LeBron, J.R.
D-Wade.
Even though it's gonna be hard for LeBron to get over with J.R.
Chill, KD jealous ass gonna go get on a different team. So KD gonna go pull up his own team over there.
But who would KD bring over him?
So I'm not capping. Hey, Chill. I'm not capping, bro. Like if they give LeBron 400, I ain't blame him if he go over there and play a year. I would blame him.
$400 million. God damn.
They give me $400 million. I'm gone, bro. I'm not thinking about it.
$400 million.
That much.
You're not giving them $400 million.
But even if that was the case, though, Pirate, I mean, Damn,
Ticket. I got $50 on LeBron not getting $400 million in Saudi Arabia.
I'm gonna tell you something. LeBron James is a transcendent figure. He's just like Mars said. I forgot the name of the soccer player. Mars said that they
Messi.
offered that.
Or no, the other guy.
Ronaldo and LeBron isn't either one of them. So
the other guy Mars named. They offered all that money to. LeBron James is worth that value around the world, bro. He's worth that type of money, bro. He would generate that type of money worldwide, his brand. So so for you to say he couldn't get that, that's a damn lie. Just because
I'm just saying I got $50 on it. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Let's be honest about something. They bird feeding cats in the United States. Like the money Chilltown, the money that LeBron James has made in the NBA, he hadn't made 50% of that back.
The stars are underpaid because of the
not even 10% of that back.
The money Steph Curry and them have generated, Chilltown, they have not gotten back. If he goes to Saudi and says, look, and they take a $400 million deal a year, now he's starting to get a portion of the money back that he has generated. Because all the money he's generated, all the TV deals and stuff that he's been able to generate, that's the one thing I do give LeBron James. He's helped carry the league, him, all those guys, Curry, those guys. They have generated so much money. They don't get paid enough. We look at their contracts and say, oh, this guy's getting paid $60 million. That's a lot. That's not a lot of money, bro. When Michael Jordan and them selling a franchise like the Hornets for $3 billion, bro, or $2-3 billion, think about that. And your star player is only getting what, $30 million?
Or to be able to pay a guy $60 million. What you think they make it?
Hey, fellas, we got to wrap it up, unfortunately. Vinsanity TV said, thoughts on the new addition of Christian Wood to the Lakers? Vinsanity, you're late to the show.
What's the first 37 minutes? What's the first 37 minutes?
Yeah, the first hour.
The whole first hour, talking about him. But appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you for tapping in. I want to shout out a couple new members, Jay Bolds 3, Boss Life Sacktown, and Shadow Wizard 224. Appreciate y'all for becoming members. If you haven't liked the video, do that. Subscribe. And right after this show, the press box is on. Go check it out. Go listen to some Dub Football Talk. After that, we got Chill with Chill. We'll catch y'all later. Same time.